Now, live from the Blind Ninja Studios in Western Wisconsin, a show with no purpose, hosted by experts at drinking, and they're almost definitely wearing pants. It's time for the Department of Offense. Welcome to episode 213 of the Department of Offense. I'm your host, Casey. Joining me, as always, is Carlo.
As always, except not last week.
Yeah, no, it really threw me. It threw me hard last week. And then we got Matt.
Hello.
We got Rick.
Hey.
Second week in a row, we have Serena.
Hello.
It's weird. I don't know what's going on. She
Probably,
just doesn't have anything better to do on a Sunday
that's
night.
true. Probably the last week for another year or so.
Okay, yeah, just, it's too much DOO.
Yeah.
She hit her quota.
2, that's really rough.
Yep. And then we have special guest Troy from Lazy Monk.
Hello. Hey, Troy.
He's joining us tonight. We're going to talk about beer, kind of rounding out our month of breweries.
Yeah. That's what it became.
Yeah. Hey, last is, you get to make like everyone else, shit the bed. So
I like to think I traveled the furthest, maybe.
Also, we no longer remember
did,
this
actually.
well.
Nice.
Yeah.
We don't remember the other interviews as well because we got a little drunk and now time's passed and we don't remember what happened.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
all
listeners don't eat.
Before we get too deep here, I want to give a shout out to our patrons. If you'd like to become a patron, head on over to patreon.com/BlindNinjaStudios and become a patron today. Christmas is next week, and there is still time if you have that Prime shipping to get your Christmas shopping in on Amazon.
That's
but
sweet,
before
man.
you do that, head over to blindnewstudios.com, click on that little Amazon link at the bottom of the homepage. The little one right there. And then we get a bit of a kickback from Amazon if you do regular shopping through that, and it really helps out. Even better yet, search for the things that you want on Amazon and send that link to Grandma.
Yeah.
And then she'll just buy it through there, and then we still get the dough.
Set it as the bookmark for all of your friends and family. They won't even know they're helping us.
Change Grandma's
Your
Amazon
grandma might be
icon.
mad if she found out she was helping us.
In fact, make it her new home screen.
Well, no, you don't do that. That is disruptive, and then they have to call somebody to figure out how to reset their homepage. And Geek Squad is going to charge
so
them
their computer can
$60.
only search our Amazon link.
That's just uncalled for.
Grandma, why do you have so much stuff all of a sudden?
Well, I keep searching in the search box.
Every time somebody turned on that one-click ordering, and it's just so easy.
Yeah, no.
Grandma's ordering some weird stuff because we can see.
All right, Serena, what have you been up to this past week?
Not a whole lot. I'm still unemployed.
More like fun employed.
Yeah, I got a new tattoo and spending all my money on frivolous nonsense.
That's what money's for.
Yeah.
That's the way to be
Yeah.
unemployed.
So that's about it.
All right, Carlos, what have you been up to, man?
Coming off of finals week, and I'm no longer as full of anxiety as I was.
You were full of anxiety.
Oh yeah,
Did you just say
anxiety.
as full or ass?
Not as.
Because I
He's
heard
not
ass
full.
full of
Asshole.
anxiety.
Granted, I also don't have an ass full of anxiety anymore. I don't have that either.
Carlos just shoves all his anxiety in his butt.
Where else do you store it?
I mean, it's got to go somewhere.
Yeah, basically the only thing I have to do is there's a couple of math assignments I gotta turn in tomorrow. But
Math.
besides
What's
that,
that?
So,
Easy.
Who kidnapped you last week? Why weren't you on the show?
oh no, yeah, I had
what
a
happened there? Let's talk
family
about that.
Christmas with one side of the family, so nothing exciting.
That sounds exciting. Did you get any cool shit?
I got a shirt. It was pretty cool.
Was there anything on the shirt?
No, it was just
I'm
my
a
shirt.
human and I wear shirts. I swear I'm not a cyborg.
No, I had nothing super exciting.
Are you wearing it now?
No, I'm not.
It was
We
just
need
a
to know.
generic white shirt. He was like, sweet.
Got a pack of Hanes.
No socks though. I did not get any socks, unfortunately. I really want some
Did
socks.
you ask for socks?
No, but I kind of need socks.
Socks
Carlos,
are just
you
a
fucked
given
up.
when you're this age and it's Christmas.
true.
You're gonna get socks.
There was
you
a
ask
period
for it
where
or
I
not.
liked socks, and then I found out about high quality socks. Maybe I'm being kind of pompous, but
No, I agree. Instead of getting a pack of cotton socks, I would just one pair of wool socks.
yeah, merino wool
Yeah.
socks. And maybe I don't know, maybe that makes us sound too fancy but it's the hiking thing. I got into it because of that, because they don't wear it through.
And it makes my feet less sweaty.
I just like to sell 4 socks that don't have holes in them.
I feel like your
Carlos
childhood
is
is
a
dead
simple man.
when you get excited about socks over Christmas.
Totally.
I realized my childhood was dead when I bought my own house, and I was really happy that my parents bought me paper towels and toilet paper.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I got free money because I don't have to buy that for a month.
Mine died when I realized I like the rum balls more than presents.
Well,
Yeah.
that happened to me at 8, so I don't know.
2 years ago, my younger cousins, I was like, "What'd you get for Christmas?" And they're like, "We got a PS3 and all these things." And they're like, "What'd you get?" I was like, "Socks and soap."
And I'm still at the fucking kids' table.
Yeah. So true.
That's like your ticket to the adult table. Like, I got socks and soap. You can't put me here anymore. Upgrade.
All right, Matt. What have you been up to, man?
Nothing too thrilling. We went to Hop and Barrel, and that was pretty fun.
Yeah, Hop and
We had
Barrel was a
We had a
blast.
good time there.
How was your little plates of food afterwards?
Oh, it was great. They were fucking delicious. But $80 later, it was kind of regretful. But no, it was worth it.
That's
It
a
was
lot
good.
of little plates, man.
I
Is that
know.
tapas?
Is it what?
Was it tapas?
Is it the same as small plates?
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
Tapas is Spanish for hungry. I don't want 100 small plates. I just want a burger bucket.
And each one has 3 olives on it.
The best part about it was when we walked in, Pete's like, "Yeah, Jen's said she's going out with her mother or something," and then we walk in there and I say, "Oh, it's Jen's mom," and then, "Oh, it's Jen's," and Jen's like, "Wait, Pete, you didn't tell me you were coming here?" It was pretty funny. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it's always funny when Pete's in trouble.
Yep, it is. That was
It's totally his fault. Then.
So then, yeah, we just walked by and sat at our table over there. Old Jen and her mom was sitting back there. It's pretty funny. But yeah, and then that's about it.
All right. Rick, man, what have you been up to? It's been a while since you've made it to the
Yeah, well, I keep end up working on Sundays. And even when I'm not scheduled for Sundays, they're like, "Oh, do you want to pick up all this overtime 24 hours?" And I'm like,
These all seem like excuses,
yes,
man. I don't.
I want all that money. So, but no, I don't know. I was gonna go to Hop and Barrel. I tried to switch with people, but nobody would do it because they're dicks. So I had to go run my ass off yesterday at work, and that's about. I mean, I don't know. I've been chilling. Christmas happened for me.
It's like,
Not yet.
No, it has
didn't.
not
No, it
happened
did
yet.
for me. My girlfriend and I did Christmas, and I got some cool stuff. All this Eagle stuff that I'm wearing, just top to bottom
I
Eagles.
thought you said you got cool stuff.
Yeah, I know, Casey. You
Yeah, we-
don't like football. Casey, everyone's aware.
So
You bring it up every opportunity
I like
you
that
get.
both of us. I'm sitting here with my Packer gear on these Eagles.
So I zoned out a little bit though. What cool stuff
Nobody-
did you get?
Carlos, I don't want to hear your shit. I'm not. Don't even start with me, Carlos.
See, Carlos has said knowing when I do it, but when you do it, it's just plain old irritating.
That's
I'm
because
okay
Carlos
with
will
that.
come up with some weird fucking thing about like the sun and be like, the sun hates the Eagles because he's weird and he
That
does
doesn't
shit
make
like
any
that.
sense. I don't think that. I think isn't the Sun like a basketball team?
Carlos, your favorite political party is the one that launches all the politicians into the sun. You said that. It's recorded on this show, and you come up with weird stuff like that. I'm backing it up.
I'm saying that. I just want to say that that's not actually an official party yet.
I'm aware because it's the party of the insane people who need to be in institutions, like you crazy motherfucker.
Guys, this got
Can we
real-
be done now?
This got real dark real fast. I don't know what's
Yeah.
going on. There's a lot of anger here right now.
Anyway, no, I mean I've just been.
Oh, because it is
Anyway, Merry
present.
Christmas.
Thank you.
Merry fucking
I've
Christmas.
been working and just doing my thing, you know. Not really. I mean, we've been brewing a lot of beers for Homebrew Bound
Yeah,
and doing a lot of shows.
yeah.
Um,
I'm tired of brewing beer.
well, strap in, friend,
Yeah, I'm
because
still
we
gonna
got
be,
time left.
like, we're still gonna be doing this time next year.
I know.
with the rebrew.
I'm aware.
Oh, rebrews.
I'm trying.
Yeah,
not
the
to
ones that
think
we
about-
screwed up. Yeah,
like the one that we talked about today. on
yeah,
the
like this
show.
pumpkin beer.
How
Yep,
many
that
how
we're
many
drinking.
beers do you have left?
I brewed.
This is 43,
40,
right?
41 or 43.
Okay.
This is
this
43.
No, this beer here is.
No,
33.
this isn't. We just talked about 43.
You know, we just did episode 43.
Right.
And how many beers altogether?
80.
We're almost halfway. Not on the
We are
brews, but
halfway.
on the shows.
No, we're halfway with the brews now.
Oh, we are.
We've done 40
Yeah.
brews.
40 is half of 80.
Yep.
It's weird how that works.
I'm trying
Oh.
to track where we are. In the
Because
numbers.
wait, like the show's got ahead of the brews
Yeah.
a bit. And getting
So-
caught up.
We're back and forth. We're on show number 43
And I've done
and beer
brew
number
40.
31 or something.
Oh yeah, tasting wise, yeah. 'cause
Right.
Apparently there's this weird lag time where you can't just drink the beer.
Oh,
right
yeah,
away.
you
weird,
can't brew
weird.
a beer and drink it the same day.
Oh, so
What's up with that?
There'll be a chunk of time though toward the end where like you don't have to do any brewing.
Yeah, that's true. We can just do the drinking part, which is going to be awesome.
Yeah, there is going to be some time where we
Until
do
you find out that
What
you have
did
a
we
bunch
talk
of
about 6
rebrews.
months ago?
Yeah, it's just going to be a whole thing. But I don't know, it's fun. All right, that's Homebrew Bound. Check that out. It's on
Yeah,
this
check it
channel.
out. That's
All
what
right,
we've been working on.
What
a
have I
lot.
been up to? Let's see. Did the Hop and Barrel thing.
Yeah.
Went to the Dark Knight release or Dark Knight Returns release last
Dark
night
Knight
at Barley
Returns.
John's. 12% barrel aged imperial porter.
Mhm.
She's a big one.
It was delicious.
It's a whole lot of
Yeah,
rosé.
bought a couple of cans, and they still have them. So if you're in the area, head up there and grab some because it's fantastic.
It's probably named after like the other Dark Knight beer they have. Right?
Yeah. So basically, they reused the barrel.
Okay.
So this is the second use of the
I
barrel.
was gonna say, are they fed up with
Ah.
what DC's doing with like Justice League and stuff? So they want a Dark Knight Returns or
No,
something?
well, no, yeah, because last year they did the Dark Knight, and this year was the Dark Knight Return. I haven't done the side by side yet. We got to do that on the show, I think, sometime.
That Dark Knight was really good.
The Dark Knight was
All right.
fantastic.
Shut the show down. Let's get it. Let's do it.
And
Let's
no.
do it.
It's a
Star
bad
Wars.
Yes, and then saw Star Wars this morning at 10 a.m.
Oh, did you?
Yep. Can't say anything about it yet, though. We're
Yeah,
still
I have
under
no
an
intention
embargo.
of seeing it, so that's
Well,
cool.
that's
You're
fine.
still what?
I'm still under an I refuse to spoil that for
Oh, yeah.
anybody.
No, you
Oh, yeah,
can't.
like, no
I just
spoilers.
came out.
I
You
just
can't
didn't know what you
spoil
said.
it.
Yep. No. Yeah.
Like in 3
I-
months, you can talk about it.
I went into it like I had seen the first trailer and that's it. I hadn't read
I'm
anything.
at
hadn't
the same
seen
point
anything. It was
right now.
amazing.
yeah, I enjoyed it.
Going into it that blind, it was awesome.
That's a good way to
It's
tell
long
the
though.
things.
I will say that.
It is pretty long.
It needs an intermission. It's 2.5 hours long.
You just stand up in the middle of the theater and be like, can we pause?
I think we should bring that back
Pause,
for every
please.
kind of movie, though.
Oh,
Intermissions.
yeah.
Like they used to have them back in the day. And, like,
especially like now
That's
that they're
true.
serving beer and
Yeah.
stuff.
you can make so
Yeah.
much more money.
What's the
if
point
You
of
you,
having
need to go to the bathroom.
What's the point of being able to get free refills on your popcorn if like you can't take advantage of it?
Yeah, like just a 15-minute intermission.
My favorite part
10
about
minutes even.
Yeah.
the best thing about intermissions was that like everyone would go to the bathroom in intermission, and then you'd go like 5 minutes later.
But then you're still missing part of the.
Yeah, but then nobody's in the bathroom.
Yeah, but if there's not an intermission, you can still go to the bathroom
still
and
do that.
But then
nobody's
there's
in
people in
there.
there. Yeah,
I think
there are.
you're wasting the
There,
intermission here.
I feel like
Okay,
you're
well,
definitely
maybe we
not using the
differ.
intermission properly.
Perhaps we differ, but I feel like
I feel like your system works right now.
What if the intermission was on like a cliffhanger? You know, like that could actually be kind of a cool
That-
thing to do in movies. You know, you could have a cliffhanger,
I'd be
10-minute
so
break.
fucking pissed because I don't care about intermission.
Oh.
And that's like I like to sit down for 2 hours.
I
and
do.
not move.
Matt
And then I
brings a
get to leave
bottle
right
to
after.
pee in.
Was it I also don't drink beer while I'm watching a movie. I know I'm gonna have to get up.
Yeah, but if there's an
Yeah.
intermission, you could.
But if there's a
Matt
beer option,
hates-
how do you not drink it?
Was
Yeah.
it Kill
Yeah.
Bill that had
I
an
don't-
intermission in
I
it?
do.
I'm trying to think. Like, did Kill Bill Volume 1 have like an intermission just thrown in?
No,
there?
it was Hateful Eight.
Was it? Oh, did Hateful Eight have that too?
Yep.
No.
And then I was just
Even
sitting
if
there
there's
like, I'm
not
ready
a
to keep
beer
watching
option,
the
I
movie
still
now.
drink beer while watching. Yeah, just sneak it in.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
alcohol. of
There's
some sort.
always the beer option.
Well, and like I
Yeah.
think the Alamo
It's
Draft
called your
House
pocket.
does intermissions. And there's one moving to Woodbury that I'm super excited.
The what
about.
does?
Alamo Draft House. It's like basically a
Oh
like
no,
a-
no, I've heard
yeah,
of those.
yeah, the
I went to
restaurant,
one. I
like
went
a-
to one in Texas.
yeah.
Well, yeah,
There's one coming to
those
Woodbury.
are nice, and I want to go there.
Yeah, the food is fantastic.
Yeah, they have really good food. They have
Hmm.
ribs. They have ribs while you watch a
Ribs!
movie.
They have
that- no,
ribs.
Honestly, I'm not sure how I feel about that because the last thing I want while watching a movie is Carlos slurping on ribs next to me.
All right, don't be ridiculous. It wouldn't take more than a couple minutes, and they'd be gone.
I am definitely in the minority here. Of I don't give a shit about any of these things at a movie. I'm pissed
Yeah,
about
I
the
don't
reclining
want
seats too.
ribs in a movie.
Matt, you just need to stay with the River Falls Theater.
Yeah,
then.
you
No,
go
because
there.
those ones
with
don't
the
lean
sticky
back.
floor that they
Oh,
don't
I'm
clean.
sorry.
That's the way to do
Reclining's
it.
bad, but leaning back is
No.
good.
If you had the option, if you had the option on those seats to press a button to just have the back go and have my feet down, because I don't want to have my feet up and then the back finally go down. Half the
hate
time I'll
putting my
sit there
feet
with
up.
my
I'm
leg
too
crossed like this.
comfortable
It's
during the
straight up.
movie. I don't want to be
I don't like
comfy.
it. I don't like it.
I did almost smash Casey's popcorn when I because
I
I
like being
didn't
able
want
to
my
sit
feet
there and
up.
rock like this
No.
a little bit
Yeah.
instead of having to have my feet up the whole time.
Casey about killed Carlos.
No, so I like we're like
You
10
almost
minutes
got
into the
killed,
movie.
boy.
I put my popcorn down. Like when you have the seats up, there's that little gap.
See, another
Huh?
reason those seats are dumb.
So I put the popcorn down there. Carlos, with his footrest still up, stomps on my popcorn.
stomp
Why were your feet not on the footrest,
Because
Carlos?
it's not comfortable to have my feet up all the time. Sometimes I want to have something down.
Don't validate Matt.
Matt's just over here like, what up?
Also,
The person who agrees with you is Carlos.
That's okay.
I don't want to admit, but
I
I,
wanted-
do agree with Matt.
I wanted
on,
one
like,
foot
a
up,
little
one
bit.
foot down, and all of a sudden, like,
Don't you
I
like-
just
I like
smashed
this
Casey's
part of it.
popcorn.
Like my legs crossed and be able to go like that.
my
Yeah.
issue with the reclining seats is the other day I went and saw a movie and my seat went.
My other thing is like I adjust in the seat like this,
Reclining.
and
Oh, you
also
hit it
my
with your
butt pushes
butt?
the button. I'm like, all right then, never
I
mind.
like,
Yeah.
I like it when the button's on the outside of the seat, because then you don't run into the butt issue.
Unless you move this way.
No,
on the
button's on the
outside.
outside of the seat.
The
I've
outside,
never
but
been to a
it's
place
attached to the
that
other.
works.
Oh
seat.
no!
Yeah,
They're
then what if
just-
the other
the
person hits it?
Marcus
Do you
and
control
Oakdale did
theirs
that.
then?
No, the
Do you have
Marcus
to
and
like
Oakdale-
make a
there's-
deal?
You just go.
No, there's gaps between every other seat,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and so
okay.
the button's on the outside.
I was just
Because
imagining
they also
like,
have the little fold-out table that comes out,
That-
so
Mm.
you can so they can deliver you.
I was
food
just
and beer.
imagining
Well,
like
there
you
you
have to
go.
make a deal with the person sitting next to you, like, hey, can you recline
No,
here? Just hit me up, dude.
no, it's just.
I don't know.
Then
I
you're
was
like you
pissed
get
with
mad at the
Hudson
person
Chambers
next to you and you
too,
just
so
sit them
Yeah.
straight up.
I was really excited because now I have assigned seating, and
I hate
can
that.
recline.
I hate the assigned.
I like the
seating.
assigned seating because you get to
No.
pick it,
I don't
Yeah.
want that. I
And
wanna,
you can do it. A couple
and you
days
can do
a
it. Yeah, you can
when
do it
I walk in the
online.
theater, I want to see like who else is there, and like I don't want to sit next to those weirdos over there, but like these people, they look like they may.
And
be
then my main
okay.
problem is like, okay, I'll sit on this row, and then I'm like, oh shit, this is too far back, but I can't do anything.
You see,
about
I
it.
think assigned seating has its purpose, like when a movie first comes out.
You
But
gotta
after a
do
movie's been out
research.
for like over a week,
and
they
I
should
go,
get rid of it.
and I go to matinees, so it's like nobody's at the fucking theater when
Yeah.
I go.
Well, yeah,
so
then
it's
it
like,
doesn't. Then your assigned seating doesn't matter. Sit
And-
wherever the fuck you
unless
want.
somebody
man.
decides that they chose that seat.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like, oh
then-
sorry,
Then you move over.
Yeah, then you move over.
but then I have to sit next to somebody.
Then you move two
You
seats
could
over.
potentially make a new friend.
But then I won't be in the middle of the theater.
Then move one row back, Matt.
But then I'm too
Goddamn,
far away
this
from
is
the
not that
screen.
hard.
Matt's a very particular movie.
I am. Well,
No, Matt's a
also,
pain in the ass.
the old
also I hate
days.
that the Marcus. Okay, you took out half of your seating and then raised your prices. Like, why the fuck? When you had
Well, they took out half their seating, Matt.
Yeah,
They didn't have
supply
as much money.
demand. Did you not take an economics
that's so
class?
fucking dumb though. Okay, you're making plenty of money where you can fit double the capacity in there. Like,
Yeah, but then they can do half the amount of work for double the money.
dumb.
Yeah, but then you can't charge people for reclining seats that you don't like, Matt.
They should just have folding chairs for Matt.
Yes,
Please. Just a folding chair.
As
in the
long as I can
corner.
have it 2 rows up in the middle, then I'm
And
fine.
somebody get this guy a stool, please.
Please,
Matt, I think
I'd be
Matt-
more happy on a stool.
I think what needs to happen is Matt needs to start going to movies pretending he's handicapped in a wheelchair, so he can have that nice front
No,
seat. with
no,
that
that's
has
too
to
close
be.
to the
It
theater.
has to be
That's too
2
close.
rows up and
Yep.
in the middle.
Yep.
Yeah.
You could
What
just
a
buy it.
bitch.
You could just
Okay,
get your,
well then I have no solutions for you, Matt. You're fucked.
or with the new setting
That's
system,
why I go by myself to a matinee.
buy your tickets online for matinee. You're guaranteed your spot. Like it's people
Unless
can't
that
make you move.
spot's taken already.
Unless now if you do it, get your tickets online because you get your spot online too.
That'll be my job.
Yeah, but it could be taken already.
Well, in that case, you fucked up. You took too long.
See
There's
myself
there's
right
just
from
a
my
lot of
computer here.
a lot of anger in the movie going biz. I mean, you still got the River Falls Theater.
Yeah,
Like,
but they never have anything I want to see.
they have Star Wars right now.
He's got complaints for
exactly
days.
what
Casey.
I said.
He's got complaints for days.
How are we friends, Matt? I don't understand. You
I don't
hate
know.
Star Wars. You
I
don't
don't
like
hate Star
comfort.
Wars.
I don't like
hate
Star Wars though. I've only seen one, and I have no intention of seeing any more.
Fun, but it's just a cash cow to Disney to me.
Like every other movie isn't
Most
a cash
things
grab
are
at
at
some
some
point.
point.
I'm happy
Most
when I
things
run
are.
into somebody at Emma's. They completely agree with me. Star Wars.
Somebody at Emma's who agrees with you, Matt.
Yep.
I'm so surprised.
With Star Wars. With Star Wars, that's a rare thing to find. That is a rare thing to find.
Well, do you really want to disagree with the person giving you your beer?
Damn it! Just agreeing with you because you said it.
All right. Next one goes that way.
Well, I don't know what to do.
No, that's fine. I'm just letting you know, man.
Thanks.
All right, so going around right now is another beer from Thirsty Pagan. This one did not explode like the other one did.
You had an exploding beer?
Well, the growler was opened and went whoosh. So
That's the worst when they whoosh.
You get the cap.
you were here. You saw it whoosh.
Can I cap?
Oh
You get the
yeah,
cap?
You were
dude.
present for the whoosh.
You whooshed?
The whoosh.
It whooshed.
Yeah, so this is their IPA.
IPA.
Yeah. Again, their pizza.
Oh,
Star
yeah.
of the show.
Oh, yeah.
Hands down.
Mhm.
That pizza's so good.
It's an interesting space too.
Yeah.
Like the whole building's like
Yeah.
kind of looks a little bit dilapidated, which fits in with the
With the area.
superior look, you know.
Yeah.
Just superior sadness.
The first time I went there, was this this summer, and Lindsay and I went up, and my coworker was like, "Thirsty Pagan, you gotta go to Thirsty Pagan."
Your
And he
coworker
like
sounds
said this
ridiculous.
like 3,000 times every time he saw me leading up to my vacation, because he was covering. That's how he found out. He was like, "Thirsty Pagan," and I was like, "I'm gonna go, man. Just chill. I will. I told you I'll go."
Do it, all right?
And then
I
he texted
promise.
me while he was there, and he was like, "Did you go to Thirsty Pagan?" I'm like, "I'm going tomorrow." Like, relax. But I went there, and I was like, "Okay, he was right. He should have told me this many times." the pizza's amazing.
Oh yeah, and the beer's good.
The beer's good. Yeah,
Like, yeah, it's a great experience,
it's a really cool place.
especially if you're hungover from going out in Duluth the night before.
Mm.
So I just want
Take a-
pizza and
Take a
beer.
drive across that bridge that almost broke my hand.
What?
I was driving across the bridge, and my girlfriend grabbed my hand because she doesn't like bridges.
Oh,
And
it
she
sounds
almost
like your
broke my hand.
girlfriend almost broke your hand. Not
yeah,
the bridge.
yeah, the bridge didn't have anything to do with
I'm
it.
gonna blame the bridge because
She grabbed your
Why-
hand so hard she almost
Never
broke
mind.
your
The bridge is
hand?
less likely to retaliate. Is that why
well,
you're
that's
blaming?
yeah, you got it right. But I didn't want to say that. I was just gonna leave it behind, but yeah, you're right. That's the reason.
All right, Serena, we're going to start with you. What do you think about the beer?
So I don't know much beer speak.
That's fine.
But as far as an IPA goes, it's like nice because that hoppy thing that happens with most IPAs when you drink it doesn't happen as much with this one. I don't know how to
I can see that.
I don't know how to explain myself.
No, that's fine.
I think anyone would understand
Okay,
that. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I like it a lot. It's really great in that way because that's the one thing that
Like
I'm,
you're saying, it's not abrasively hoppy.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still I mean maybe it's just less hoppy than other IPAs. I don't know. I really like it.
Carlos,
When was this one put in
Growler last week,
All right.
Sunday.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I would say that it has like a fruit flavor,
Yeah.
but almost like a juniper fruit flavor to it. Is that just
Yep.
me? Maybe
Nope.
a little smidgen of
That's not
pine
just
and the
you.
juniper in there. Just kind of left field in it.
That was already in my head. That's
It's definitely
not just
a
you.
more piney IPA.
I can see the juniper.
Well, it's like a resiny.
Like,
Yeah,
I get a lot of
juniper.
caramel and resin.
I don't get a whole lot of caramel in this myself, but
No.
I don't get the.
I'm also getting over a cold, so
I definitely like the more fruity IPAs better, but this is good.
I definitely like. I can see the juniper thing. I taste like kind of piney juniper style
yeah.
of flavor, and I think that pairs along with the resin that I'm getting at. But it's very like it's clearly like resinous hops that were used in it. But Serena's right. It's not like aggressively hoppy
Mhm.
and bitter.
It's kind of refreshing.
It's a lot of hop flavor. It's not as much bitterness as some others, but it's still an IPA. I mean, for sure.
Kind of refreshing. It's an IPA that doesn't taste like every other IPA in the market.
Yeah,
It
it's
kinda-
not. It's not New England IPA
Yeah, they have their own little take on it, you know.
Yeah, no,
or West Coast. Like,
No, this is it's very much a Midwest IPA. It's
Mhm.
balanced, little on the sweeter side, like right
Yeah.
in the middle.
No, the whole. I used to live on the East Coast when East Coast IPAs were very different than what East Coast IPAs are now. And now what used to be considered an East Coast when I lived there is now considered Midwest. So whenever I hear people say that, I just laugh a little
Oh,
bit. Because there's this weird, complicated story behind it.
yeah. IPAs, they're confusing as shit.
Never ending, evolving
Yeah,
style.
yeah. Well, and we'll get into that later because we've been doing this. Yeah, I have a few questions I got to ask you later. It's gonna be fun.
I'm scared now.
You should be. You should be. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of this style of IPA. I don't like the sweetness. I don't know. I like mine to be a little drier, lighter on the body.
Yeah.
really bring those hops forward. Like I really like the West Coast style. That's kind of my wheelhouse. But this is a good beer. Like this is something like if I had food with it, like pairing this with food would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's actually a good IPA for like a Christmas dinner almost even.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
It has like that ginger beer once again, which is what I'm getting. It would almost be like on point for that.
Yeah, definitely put you
Yeah.
like in the
That
in the
spirit.
cheer
Yeah,
mood.
yeah.
Absolutely.
While Grandma's just down in the gin. I don't know what your guys' family Christmases are like, but
Not like- I don't have family Christmases, so
all right. So what we usually do now is we go through and we give the beer rating out of 10. You do not have to rate if you don't want to.
I'll rate this. I don't give a
alright.
shit.
All right. some people care, some people don't. So I always try to give you the opt out.
Balls to the walls. This.
All right. So Serena,
I will give this an 8.
Nate. All right. I think that's might be one of the highest ratings you've given on the show.
I know, and for an IPA, like, I mean, I like IPAs, but I'm not that's not usually what I go for. But I would totally choose this if I were
Would
at
you
a
like
bar.
a bigger glass to put some more in?
Yeah.
When a lady's glass.
Thank you.
I'm hoarding them over here for some
I'm
reason.
going to pass this your way.
They gave me like 5 glasses, like I would need them.
Right?
I just
These
put it
are
on the
awesome.
table
In
and
case
it
it-
just mats out.
All guests get 5 glasses.
All right. Carlos?
I'm going to give it a 7.
7. All right.
Let's
Right.
split the difference and say 7.5.
Ooh.
7.
I was going to give this a 7.5 as well. It's I like the balance. I like the Midwest IPAs and like the No Coast and stuff. But
IPA regions are so dumb.
I know it's dumb.
I know,
Yeah.
I know.
But that's and
Yeah.
like I like that one. I like all of them.
That's
But-
true.
They're different. But
Variety's
I
a spice
like
I like.
I like the juniper that kind of gets in there with the resin. I think it complements well, and I think it works well.
I'm gonna be the outlier here and do a 6.5.
That's
Like,
man, that's still a
personal
good rating.
preference. I don't. Yeah. It's just I just it's not. I'm not feeling it right now. Maybe it's the pumpkin beer in my glass.
Maybe
like,
you
clashing
should go
with it.
lower because 6.5 is still above average.
Well, yeah.
I don't. Maybe
It's not a bad
Okay.
beer. Like,
because
it's
you're
a
dogging it, and then you're like, it's above average with the score.
Well,
but,
yeah, no, it's a good beer. It's just
Okay.
like
Except we don't all grade like you, Rick. Or just give it a flat out 2 too.
I don't give things flat. I barely give flat out twos. Unless
happened
it's a
one
sour-
time.
He's
No,
done that 4 or
occasionally,
5
like with
times.
sours, but I preface it and also exclude my score from the like general.
That's
but-
true.
I don't know. I was just seeing what you thought, man.
And now the Department of Defense presents news with Casey.
That's me.
That's him.
You do that every week.
I
He
do.
does.
That's me. That's me.
Hey, that's not canned. You just don't have that in the.
No, that ruins the authenticity.
Fair enough, man.
He really does too. He's so excited it's him that
The
he
best
does
is when
that.
Casey's not on the show. And,
Because it still says
Somebody else
time
has
for the
to-
news with Casey, and so you have to just kill it before it's
or else,
Casey.
or
there-
everybody says Carlos over the top.
There,
of Casey.
there was like a week or two that I did news, and everyone yelled Rick over top of it. Like that's how we do it. We don't change it. We just yell over it.
Like, we got this made. Let's just go with it.
Pretty much. All right. More churches are putting on bizarre Christmas spectaculars involving involving live camels and angels on stilts to woo worshippers over the holiday season.
It's important to woo them.
I want my Jesus to be 10 feet tall.
Some churches
For
in
sure.
England have turned to live animals in an attempt to attract churchgoers, while others are considering conducting their nativity service in a barn in the hope of putting on an exciting show. Insurers,
That makes sense. They're Anglican.
insurers ecclesiastical, which insures most of the UK's Anglican churches, said it has.
Anglican.
That's what you said. Has been flooded with unusual queries in the run-up to Christmas. Helen Richards, a manager there, said, "We've had some bizarre conversations and some really interesting requests from our church customers. One customer called to ask if they would be covered if they held their nativity service in a barn, and another wanted to know if angels on stilts would be covered under their policy."
Is it okay for me to interrupt during this?
Yes.
'Cause I have
Oh, yeah,
multiple questions.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Interrupt freely.
What is what was the word? Inquisical or He had a weird ass word in there,
Uh,
like way up. I don't know.
Way up.
Anglican?
No,
not that one. Insurers considering conducting their activity service.
Inquisical or something like that. I think you said.
Bizarre spectators.
Inquisical?
Inquisical?
Inquisical. Okay,
Inquisical,
I didn't hear you right.
Yep.
Okay, never
Yeah.
mind.
I was trying to find it.
Yeah, never mind.
Ecclesiastical.
Yeah,
That
what
was
is-
it.
what?
That's what the insurance company's called.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, I missed that.
No, it's
I was like,
fine.
I get it. I'm from like central Wisconsin more, and we're not as smart that way, but like, a little further away from the city, you know.
Well,
I like that.
based
That's
on-
your question, not like why are they having camels?
that makes complete sense.
What's that word?
I
Or
like that,
angels
like,
on stilts.
They're having it in a barn in hopes to make it more exciting.
Yeah.
Because everything's more exciting if it's in a barn.
I was raised in a barn. It's not.
It's not. It's
Right.
not.
I don't know. You put a dance in a barn, then it's a barn dance, and then you got yourself a hootenanny.
Yeah.
Fun.
Unless
That's
dancing
all-
is out
yeah.
loud in your
hoedown
town.
for sure.
Once again, lived on a farm my whole life. Never been to a hootenanny.
But
that
have you
is
been-
something people live in the city. Go. Those fuckers are having a hootenanny out there.
But have you ever
We're
been
not.
to a
No one knows how to
hoedown?
dance. Dancing's for ladies. We don't do it.
Have you ever been to a hoedown?
No. Once again, it involves dancing, and men don't dance.
I've been to a hoedown.
Dancing is for ladies. And there's
Yeah.
no ladies in central Wisconsin.
I also spent time
That's where
living
the men are.
in
Men and the
Texas.
women are too.
I spent time living
That's
in
why I heard
Texas.
it
We have
from the
hoedowns.
East Coast.
In
Fair
Texas, there are hoedowns. I'm just gonna say.
I
that.
mean, I can't
Wyoming,
speak for
there are
Texas.
hootenannies.
I can't speak for
What's
those
that?
states.
I don't
can
know
only
what
speak
you
for
guys
this
do
one.
up here. What all y'all do up here, but I don't know what a hootenanny is. I've actually never heard of that. But I know about hoedowns.
That was a really long way to get around to you saying.
Well, I know
what
about
a
hoedowns.
Hootenanny is a hoedown.
Yeah, same,
Okay.
same difference,
Okay.
really. Live music and dancing.
Oh, you see, you learn something every day on,
Right.
on the
Distinctions.
Department of Defense.
Sorry for interrupting.
No.
Yeah.
And that's the point of this. We have crazy stories and we interrupt and we go on tangents. All right. Miss Richards said her favorite was any advice on bringing real camels into a church.
Mhm, obviously.
And she says that we are very much an enabler when it comes to things like this. Because, of course, the insurance company would be like, all right, let's see what kind of claims we get this year. So we can deny them.
I don't know if I own an
It's a
insurance
Christmas
company.
miracle. Denied.
If I owned an insurance company and they were like, "Do you think it'd be okay if we had people on stilts next to wild animals?" Basically,
Oh, and lit
I would
candles.
be
There
like-
gotta be lit candles too.
if
Yeah.
I were in charge but not like personally financially responsible, I'd be like, "Absolutely, I'll cover it.
Yeah.
I want to see because I want you to do it.
See, I
Yeah,
would
only
do
if you
some-
tell me
Stand
the
next
time
to a
and the
camel
place.
on stilts for sure. I want to see what happens."
See, I would do things like put weird stipulations on it. Well, you can, but everyone in the cast has to wear goggles.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Safety glasses for everyone, just
Rubber
like
gloves
they
for
did
everyone.
in Jesus.
Yeah,
time.
you have to put booties on the camel.
You have to have a farmhand on right nearby with a shovel in case they shit inside the church.
In case an impromptu baking happens, one person in the cast has to wear oven mitts all the time.
See, like I
Like
want to
just weird stuff. Just put it in there. Just do it.
make fun of this, but we also had donkey basketball when I was in high school. We literally brought donkeys into the gymnasium.
That's
we,
awesome.
We rode them and played basketball.
I want to do that.
What?
Right.
I don't know where you grew
Where
up,
is
but
this
I
on
mean,
YouTube?
I lived in Texas and I didn't even do that. So
My donkey was named Super Stupid, and
thought we
I
did
rode
weird
him
stuff
to
too.
victory multiple times.
yeah, I thought we did weird stuff in Texas,
Yeah.
but y'all got it made.
There's a
up here.
Wikipedia page on donkey basketball.
Yes.
And it is on YouTube. All right, I know what I'm doing later tonight.
I feel like
I
they did
remember when I
donkey
was a
basketball at
kid-
the high school, and all the teachers were doing it for
Really?
something.
Really?
Yeah, for some rally or something, a
Hmm.
pep rally or something.
I remember when I was a kid and all the high schoolers would bring their rifles to school and put them in their locker for shooting class after school.
Shooting
Yeah, we didn't
class.
do that.
I remember
Not
that.
shooting class.
No, shooting.
class.
You don't do shooting. You do shooting.
That's true. You're right.
I'm pretty sure it was
Makes
just
complete
trap
sense.
league, but okay.
It was what?
Shooting
Trap
class.
league.
How's that different from shooting class?
I don't remember what
It
it was
just
called, man. I
doesn't sound
didn't
as
get
bad
to
as
live
shooting
there
class.
long enough to learn the vernacular. But I
Donkey
don't think it
basketball
was.
has been practiced in the United States since the 1930s.
Of course it has.
Because it's
That's
not
not-
even like an old thing.
No, that sounds like a Great Depression thing where they're like, well, we can't afford to do something cool.
Cindy Danke definitely rode a donkey and played, and Mary Waters, also DJ's grandma. This is all coming back to me. It is an actual
Having
thing.
flashbacks about donkey basketball.
Yeah, I can't remember what the event was.
Well, we got tired of throwing dirt clods at each other.
it was at the middle school one year.
My
Cool.
mom was stitching her
Don't remember
clothes
what the
I'm
together.
gonna
event
ask her about that the next
Yeah.
time I see
I have pictures of it somewhere on my computer.
her.
More than 270 guns were turned in during a weapons buyback event in San Francisco this past Saturday. The buyback was held on Howard Street in the south of the market area, where police collected handguns, shotguns, high-powered rifles, and even an AT-4 anti-tank weapon. Because why is that in San Francisco?
I don't know why anyone would give that up. If I had it, I'd be like, no, this is mine. Like, for sure. I don't think it's easy to come by those.
No, probably not. I don't know anyone who has one.
Need a gun like
Because
that.
they
to
were
go
like,
that.
we're going to buy back any weapon you have. I'd be like, I don't have this one. It's under my bed.
That is
Just
mine
in
now.
case a tank comes to my house.
Community leader Rudy Corpus Jr. Said, "We got a bazooka off the streets. We got a cannonball off the streets. We got assault rifles. We got everything that you can name that could destroy a whole universe, and we got rid of them within hours."
Well said, Rudy.
He doesn't know how to destroy the universe really
A
well.
whole
He really-
universe.
The whole
Right.
He doesn't understand how the universe
No,
works.
You could fire every one of those into the sky and nothing would happen.
Not even a little bit.
Well, the cannonball, actually, that would probably do something on its way back down.
No, Carlos, I'm talking about like if it actually made it out into space where the universe exists.
Oh, all right, yeah. If you're firing guns,
Like if it
at
just
the
went
universe.
into space, I don't know how you shoot the universe. I assume it has to leave the atmosphere. But if it did so, we would have like nothing would happen.
Oh no! And if you could just shoot a bazooka into space, our space program would be so much larger.
And it would be awesome.
Just have every redneck in
I don't know like about you guys, but one of my goals in life just became to shoot a bazooka into the sun. So I'm just gonna say that.
I think that it would be less, like much less satisfying than you would want it to
Yeah,
be.
because once it leaves
No,
sight,
because the
it would be
satisfaction
very
for me
difficult
would
to
be
pull
in the
off, too.
story. I
Yeah.
know nothing would like you wouldn't see it at all.
also it would get stuck. You'd have to do a lot of.
It'd be very
math.
difficult.
Yeah.
It'd be
Well, a lot
easier
of
maybe
math,
shoot
yeah.
a bazooka at the sun from
A lot of,
space.
like,
is
It
what I'm
would be
saying. Like
easier to fire the bazooka
I just
out
want to tell the
of our solar
story.
system than to hit the sun.
Yeah, but like if you shot it at the moon, you could at least see the explosion.
I don't really want to fuck with the moon because that does a lot of stuff here.
Yeah, but a one bazooka.
and the
isn't-
sun doesn't
Well,
really.
But the sun wouldn't be affected, and the moon probably wouldn't be either. But I don't want to start fucking with the moon. If I start shooting bazookas at the moon, other people are gonna want to do it, and then fucking Trump's gonna be like, "Let's nuke it too," and then we're gonna have a whole
Yeah,
issue.
we don't need it.
Like,
We didn't need it.
I'm gonna start something that doesn't need to happen. But if I shoot a bazooka at the sun, I just have a story.
I think that
And then
you
Trump
have,
can shoot a nuke at the sun, and still nothing
Okay,
will
first of all,
happen.
how are you getting this up into like?
It doesn't matter.
we
I'm
got
not
a lot of-
talking about specifics.
Are you
I'm
gonna be
talking
like
about
that
the
flat-
logistics are irrelevant.
It
No,
is.
Are you gonna be like that
Because
flat
it's
earther
still-
who built a rocket out of a Winnebago?
What?
I don't even know that story. I'm already against it because that's dumb. But no,
Worked for Lone Star.
I don't
man.
know anything about it, but I'm against it.
I'm against it. No, there's.
I
this-
heard like the limited number of words you said, and I already know that doesn't make any
Oh,
sense.
It's a story we had on the show a few weeks ago. This flat earther in California who is going to launch his homemade rocket that he made out of used RV parts.
Hmm.
Can he please go with it?
No, he's writing it and he's going to take it up and take pictures to
good,
prove
good.
that the Earth
But
is
his,
flat.
I'm
his
glad
Winnebago
he's
does
going with.
His Winnebago does not come with John Candy.
And
though.
he was not able to get the permits to do it.
Give him a permit, please. Let him shoot himself into the fucking
Did you-
sky. He's gonna explode, and then we'll be done with him. It'll be fine.
A German bank worker who spent half of 2017 hand counting 2.5 metric tons or 5,500 pounds of coins finally finished his monumental task this week. The coins had been collected by a former truck driver over 30 years of travels and bequeathed to his family. He had packed the roughly 1.2 million coins into hundreds of freezer bags. The coins were in 1 and 2 cent denominations, the smallest units of the Deutschmark. which was the currency of the Federal Republic of Germany until the introduction of the euro in 2002. Yeah, so a lot of these coins were also stuck together, so they couldn't just feed them through a machine.
Yes, they don't have a coin star.
Yeah.
So wait, what did he do?
He counted millions of dollars of like 1 and 2 cent coins.
Is
Yeah.
an
I held
interesting story
I
you
held
got
each
there.
piece in my hand, he said. I quite enjoyed doing such things, so that in that sense it wasn't a problem.
In that sense. Got it? In that sense, it wasn't a problem. Yeah.
He's a punny German.
Yeah.
Like the funniest one probably. Like he probably has his own stand-ups.
I don't
now.
understand.
He made
the
a joke. The coins total around 8,000 euros.
Oh.
Thanks.
Like, I'm sorry. Like,
I was trying to. I was still in the train. Like it's got to be a German word, and I was thinking like I just don't know. But I got you now. I'm on the same page.
All right. That's good. That's good. Yeah, no, so yeah, it was only about, well, I mean, it was 8,000 euros in coins, but that's 30 years of change.
That's a lot of euros.
And it's all in like 1 or 2 cent.
That's a lot.
Hopefully he
no,
was
that's
thinking.
a lot of
Hopefully he
coin.
wasn't thinking there was going to be more than that, though.
Well,
I mean, you probably were.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
like
that's
over
a lot
30
of
years,
effort
it's just
for.
putting pennies in freezer bags. And how disappointed are you, like, for your inheritance, you get like 300 freezer bags full of pennies?
I got to imagine the
Yeah.
German. I have to imagine the government was like, this is a lot of shit that we didn't account for.
Also, it's currency that's not
Right.
Yeah.
Like they were probably like, we would have had this, we wouldn't have had to go to the euro. Like we didn't know that this shit existed. This guy was just hoarding all of these. We were running out of metal, and he had it all.
Canadian man says he's broke after the United Parcel Service lost track of his inheritance. The intended $846,000 delivery, but those are Canadian dollars, so it's really like $200, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Delivery
We don't know.
was a bank draft from TD Canada Trust, which still hasn't refunded the lost fortune 10 months later. Instead, UPS offered an apology and a $32 check to pay for the mailing costs.
So he obviously didn't put insurance on that thing.
No, they did insure it, but because like it was a check, like they wouldn't cover the full cost of it, and the bank told them that this was the safest way in which to.
But if it's a check
Send
and
them.
nobody cashed it, then
Can't. Yeah. It's
Well, it's not a check. It's a it's a bank draft.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
So maybe
I
like
don't know.
a cashier.
Yeah, probably like
type
some sort of like
situation.
cashier's check thing where it's
so wouldn't
Still.
that come into the same thing though, or it doesn't really matter if nobody cashed it and you'd be able to track it? If
No,
somebody
if
cashed
you
it?
take out a cashier's check, that money's gone.
yeah, cashier's
It's
check is
in there.
basically cash.
Oh.
Like it gets taken out of your bank account when you do
To
it.
be honest, I'm not all surprised. I used to work for UPS for about 2 years. Shit happens.
I think that UPS is my favorite dicks of the year for this.
Well,
Oh,
so
ooh.
the best part is
Like
the bank that it was sent from and the guy are only 250 miles apart. I'm sorry, for
I would have driven there.
$846,000
I
I'm
would have
driving.
driven. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go pick it up, deposit it in a branch of my bank that's there.
Get
Yeah,
a
like,
hotel.
Why
That's-
not
it's a
transfer?
blow
I
here.
mean, wire
To be
transfer,
honest,
like-
Right.
That's kind of on you,
Right.
bro.
or else there's
They were-
PayPal options nowadays. There's everything.
They were delivering it by pony, and the pony got shot, and
Like it
It's a
doesn't
lot of
matter if you don't
complication.
have enough money to go get it. You will when you get there. You can float someone. Like someone can float
Yeah.
you that gas cost.
Open up a credit card just for that trip.
Yeah. You
No.
can get there.
Technically, though, that money still exists, though, somewhere. Like,
Somebody has it.
like that money still is in a pile and digits somewhere.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like,
But
I don't know.
the bank doesn't want to claim responsibility for it, and UPS doesn't want to claim
Well,
responsibility.
the bank
for
doesn't
it.
want to let go of that money.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
Kinda what I was getting
that's
at.
really what it is. Yeah.
Why would they?
And yeah, so
Because I mean, your money's theoretical. Like they don't take your dollars and put them in a safe for you. They go in like a numbers.
what?
I don't understand.
mind blown.
That's why I only put my money in a safety deposit box.
All my money
45s.
is in gallon bags that I'm gonna count
Casey, you
over the
are
next several years.
you are 100% not careful enough for that to be true.
No.
Casey is far too trusting of like any system. Like, oh, you want to? Hey, here's all my money. Like, you're the last guy to be hiding bank notes in your walls.
Yeah.
Bank notes.
All my money is 100% digital.
Yeah,
I don't like cash. It's dirty.
I don't either, and I'm not saying I do that either. I'm just saying you are the guy who's like totally like, why would you have cash? I have a card that has it.
Hey, my bank is insured.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good to
Well,
go.
this guy's bank's insured
Yeah.
too, but they're
Don't
like,
go-
fuck you.
Don't use UPS to get your money, man.
No,
No, that was a bad idea.
that is a bad decision. Like,
He should have gone and driven there and gotten it.
well, yeah, and like that's just a fun weekend trip, you know. You
Yeah.
drive somewhere.
Well,
And then you
it's
have
always-
$800,000
Right.
when you get there.
That's the best vacation when you get $800,000 when you arrive. Like, that's the vacation I would take for sure.
I still don't know why I just didn't wire it to another bank. Like,
That you
I
lose a
don't.
percentage.
There's a lot of questions
Yeah,
here,
he
Matt.
didn't want to lose the
He
percentage.
did the worst
but I'd
possible
rather lose
option.
800.
Matt's being extra logical today.
Yeah, I don't
He's
like
just like on a level of no nonsense.
Matt's just
with Matt
like,
today.
No, you like that percentage would be like out of that large of amount of the money would be pretty large. It'd be far better just to go in person with like the
Or
credit card or something.
I'd rather lose that percentage than lose all the money.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
I don't know. I think this guy's a real dumb.
Agreed.
Well, he's Canadian.
I'm not gonna engage in that.
We're way too close
In
to
case
Canada
we have
to just
Canadian
go along.
listeners. But
Oh, I know we have Canadian listeners that we've already offended multiple times.
I'm about to almost be a Canadian.
I'm sorry.
Crane Lake.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
sorry,
My family's from Canada.
sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. 4 generations ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, they saw the light and came to America.
Oh, there's
Alright.
a light on over there.
Well, all right. So that's it for news today. We're done with that now. We've learned all we need to know about the world, and now we're gonna learn some things about Lazy Monk.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I know, right?
Ugh.
Troy, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Now's the part where you actually have to do the work, and I get to sit back.
Yeah. Are we still recording or are we pausing?
Oh,
We're still recording.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh no, he's yeah.
Okay, never mind.
He just pops up.
Ah, yeah, Lazy Monk. It's a fun brewery. Visit it.
End of interview.
That's
All right.
that was easy. That's a sales pitch. No, but if you're not familiar, Lazy Monk is the oldest brewery in Eau Claire. Thank you, Northwoods, for moving. And now we can tote that. But we've been around since 2010. Our owner is Lars Frank. He is from the Czech Republic when or Czechoslovakia was still together. He immigrated here about 20 years ago. And 2010, he decided to start brewing beer. And we do mostly German and Czech styles. Obviously, we are a craft brewery in America, so we do make American craft styles on top of that. But the vast majority of our beer are lagers. We do a ton of lagers. And, you know, if you're a beer enthusiast, you know lagers aren't the easiest thing to produce on a larger scale because of the aging time and all the nonsense that comes along with it. So, yeah, it's fun, though. I mean, I brought like 5
Hey,
samples.
Carlos,
for
you
us.
wanna
Yeah,
spin around and grab some cans? and-
there's a can.
difficult.
Not that one. Let's start with the
not
sorry.
that one.
Not come on, man. Hold on.
Jeez, Carlos, you've been doing this how long?
One will just say Bohemian Pilsner on it.
Just
Yeah,
pull
I-
them all on the table.
Oh my
and
god,
we
I'm
can do
so
that.
excited.
To be fair, our cans are all exactly the same except for stickers on the bottom
Oh, okay.
because we're cheap. By we, I mean the boss is cheap. Yeah, we'll go with this guy. I brought a ton. We can,
Take some down and pass it around. All right.
99 bottles of beer on the wine.
So yeah, this is our flagship beer, Bohemian Pilsner. It's I like to call it the beer that built the brewery.
We're gonna have a little bit
Thank
of
you.
dead air while we're pouring beer.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Somebody sing a song real quick.
Woohoo! Hey, we got Rick come down the stairs.
The cool thing about no, this is a Czech style pils as opposed to a German. There is a fine distinction, and sometimes we catch people off guard because typically in Wisconsin, German pilsners are made on a larger scale than Czechs. So this is gonna have a bit more bite to it. It's still crisp and clean, has a bit more hot presence, and it also has little less sweetness that you get in a German.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that is
That
on point for what. No, essentially the goal is to make the beer taste exactly the same way as the beer does in Czechoslovakia or
Okay.
Czech Republic. So we buy all of our grains and hops from there because of it was actually an interesting experiment done because Saaz hops are used in this, where they brought Saaz hops over to the United States and started growing them in Wisconsin, and they end up tasting more like Magnum hops, which do really well in the state of Wisconsin, which would then indicate that the terroir.
Yay, wine terms.
The terroir of Czech Republic is better making for that earthier taste in the Saaz hops than Wisconsin soil is. So hence, because of that, grains, hops, everything has to come from Czechoslovakia or Czech Republic now in order to get that authentic flavor, which is where Pilsner hails from. Pilsen, the home of Pilsner in Czechoslovakia or Czech Republic.
Okay.
Obviously, I've done this spiel once or twice.
Just a couple of 2, 3 times.
Yeah. My entire life.
It's an interesting fact that I
Isn't
didn't know myself.
is like there's a town in the Czech Republic called like Budweiser or something, right?
It's like Budweiser.
Yeah, and so and there's a brewery there that makes Budweiser, and they've been sued so many times.
Well, they make what Budweiser used to be.
Yeah.
Well, my understanding is that like Budweiser like came from the Czech Republic. Like they tried to use that recipe, and like that's what they tried to do.
In my career, I have sold Budweiser, unfortunately, as a sales rep. And when you go through the Budweiser indoctrination training, as I like to call it,
Is it kind of like Clockwork Orange?
you make that joke, but it's more real than you think, man. They're like, Budweiser hasn't changed their recipe since whatever the fuck here.
some shit.
And then they're like, in World War II, we put rice in it because war.
Beechwood aged.
And I'm like, so
They needed the metal.
your
for
video
war.
contradicts itself. I am half listening, and I noticed this. But Budweiser aside, no one really cares about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is our Czech style pills. Meant to be not overly complicated.
It's so good.
Oh,
This is my
it's-
favorite kind of beer. Like,
It's ridiculously
I'm-
easy drinking.
yeah, I'm like a big fan of just like I just want a nice beer, and I've never had better beer than I have had when I was in the Czech Republic, and I'm so fucking excited about this beer right now.
You're my favorite person in the room right now. Winner.
Thanks.
I didn't even know that Czech Republic was known for their beer.
I mean, that's where.
I mean, they have some.
I mean, in
Gross.
many ways, the Czech Republic, and once again, this is indoctrination training coming out, is the home of lagers. I mean, I was at 1852 or 1752 when the lager revolution happened, and that was the first time it was made in a mass production in Czechoslovakia, or at the time would have been whatever fucking empire, Ottoman or something like that. And that's where this whole like Budweiser, Miller, all of that hails from that region. So yeah, it's a storied place of beer.
Yeah. Yeah, this is fantastic. All right, so you guys do like the traditional
Mhm.
like Czech beers. Is that like do you guys do a lot of like stuff outside of that range, or do you just kind of stick towards it?
Well, we have 14 tap lines in the brewery.
All yours, or do you?
We have 2 guest lines, so 12 are ours, I guess.
Okay.
We have 2 guest lines, permanent guest lines. Root beer from Sand Creek, and then Sand Creek's hard lemonade because I mean, it's a good beer, but we don't want to make it.
Why do people keep calling that a beer? I don't.
Yeah, Mike's hard lemonade, whatever.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
It does well with a lot of the women that come in. And we sell a ton of it to them. Like their husbands want beer, and the women are like, "I don't want beer." And we're like,
I got this.
I actually
lemonade.
wish that there were more places that did that because that keeps me from going to some breweries. I'm with my girlfriend because she'll
Yeah.
be like, because she doesn't want beer, and I'll be like, well, we can't go to Pitchfork then.
They got Sand Creek on.
yeah, Pitchfork started doing that
Oh,
And
because
they
of
have
us.
beer.
We were because
But there's some places where, like, well, a lot of places where it's like I can't go there because they have beer or non-alcoholic,
Yeah.
and she doesn't want either of those.
Well, and you've seen like at least like in my personal experience, I've seen a lot of breweries kind of doing something like that,
Which is great.
where they're doing like coffee, or they're doing their own sodas, or they're doing kombucha or something beer adjacent, but not.
yeah,
for the kids,
well,
Yeah,
the soda part.
for the
Yeah.
children.
like something with alcohol that's not beer I think is a great idea to put in a brewery
Mhm, mhm.
because not everyone that goes in there wants to be there necessarily.
We call those
I mean-
hostages.
I mean, my girlfriend appreciates that I like beer, and she tries. She doesn't like it, and so it's nice when there's somewhere where I can be like, they have a cider, and then I can go. Like,
Yeah, yeah. The cider problem is
well,
that's a
it-
different
not
license.
necessarily like a cider, but whatever. Like,
we would
it-
love to have cider, but it's
they
just
have
a
non-beer.
licensing issue.
Right.
Even if you're not brewing it and just serving it, is there a licensing
Yeah,
issue?
because
Okay.
we have a brewer's license
Okay,
as
and you-
opposed to a Class A or Class B.
Okay.
So,
Sure. But
um,
either way, like whatever it is, like they have something that's not beer is a nice thing to be able to tell someone who doesn't like beer.
second favorite guy in the room now. Thank you. Just
And
tell me
then-
my ideas are good.
But then what's nice also is if they have a real light beer that I can be like, try this.
Yeah, I didn't bring our real light beer. We have the I call
No,
it
I-
the Busch Light conversion beer. 'Cause we
Well, that's perfect. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Like I'm
yeah.
trying to get my girlfriend to like beer, so I'm just giving her things that I say is like, this isn't really
Well, it's like
beer.
what we did with you and sours. We just kept
Yeah.
inundating you with them
Like
until you liked it.
slowly,
conversion
like
therapy.
yeah, exactly.
You're gonna like this.
You're gonna like it or you're gonna die.
But I'm not getting her in there unless they have not
Rub his face in it.
beer. So
So how long have you been with Lazy Monk?
I've only been there since April.
Okay.
So
What brought you there? Was that
well, I was a craft beer sales rep for Bill's Distributing out of Menominee. So River Falls and Hudson were my territory. I sold New Glarus, Brush River.
Did you
Oso.
ever come on with Jared when he stopped at Emma's?
Jared, no, me and Jared, we had different accounts, but I know
Okay.
Jared. Yeah, he's a good guy.
I don't know if you look familiar, so after
No,
you said
no,
Bill's,
I
I'm
never-
Like, oh, maybe I did see you at Emma's at least.
I
one
never wrote of Jared on that one. Crazy guy too. But anyways,
time.
so I was selling craft beer, and I live in Eau Claire. So if you do the math, that's a lot of driving.
yeah?
And I just got really tired of it one day, and I've been friends with Lavish for years. He was the first guy. I'm also involved in Taproom Travelers. He was the first guy who let us come into the brewery and poke around and make fun of him and whatnot. So I walk in there one day, I'm like, Lavish, I had a bad day at work. I'm like, Lavish, you should offer me a job so I can quit mine and come work for you. I live literally 1 minute away from the brewery. He just looks at me, he's like, okay, I'll do it. And then I was like, I was
Best job
shocked.
interview
You can't see
ever.
me, but I was shocked, you know. And then from there, he then back and forth emailing for a while, and then I came on board. So it's an amazing job, and I love the place so much because I don't have to drive to Hudson anymore. I still drive to Hudson to sell beer, but
Yeah.
Like
but
once
you don't
a week.
have to do it every day.
yeah, I can spend all my week in Eau Claire if I want to, and it's fun because I have a video background. I was initially a film major and have an art background, so I can help them with their logos and design and kind of bring some more youthful vigor to the company. It's kind of the hard part is you're selling an old traditional styles of beer in a ever changing craft market that's always looking for the newest hop or
Yeah.
the newest whatever the fuck. Pardon my French. So it's kind of nice to,
Yeah. So I like with like you guys definitely aren't like I'm trying to think of the right phrasing for this, but you're not trend chasing.
by no means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that like a big obstacle to overcome, or is that kind of you find your niche there? You have the people who
Yeah.
just want beer.
It's weird. It's a mixed bag question. Some places won't even talk to you because they don't have the trendy shit, and they just like get out of town. And then like we have a ton of places over like in the Oshkosh area that you send out an email like, "Hey, I'll be in Oshkosh. Anyone want beer?" And we'll bring a truckload of beer to Oshkosh,
Wow.
and I mean a truckload.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oshkosh, my gosh.
Oshkosh, my gosh. So more beer savvy people sometimes like we almost don't do well with the mid crowd. That makes sense. The really beer savvy people like our stuff because they understand the difficulty of a lager, the history behind the lagers that we're brewing, and then like your dad likes lagers, so we do really well with those guys. It's like that mid crowd who just wants abrasive IPAs and boozy stouts that we
Right.
can't win in those
Yeah.
categories. It seems, but you know what? I'll take everyone else, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't win them all.
Well, you guys make the I guess the drinking man's beer. Like
That's my nickname for the Pilsner. It's the brewer's Pilsner. Brewers come through and they're always like, "Oh, this Pilsner is amazing," and I'm like, "Because you're a brewer.
you
You
understand.
You can understand a pilsner.
it's a tricky flagship, to be honest with you. It's easy to have an IPA for a flagship or some weird shit like that, but
Right.
or like a big weird
Well,
vanilla stout.
you can hide stuff in an IPA.
Yeah.
You can't hide anything in a Pilsner.
Yeah, so it's you walk in a brewery like, or a new bar and they're like, what's your flagship? I'm like, Pilsner.
Yeah, it's just an unusual thing.
And they're
to
just
have a
like,
flagship.
I don't want you here.
You're making us look bad. Leave me alone.
But a lot of craft breweries haven't necessarily done right by the Pilsner, in my opinion. A lot of breweries make Pilsners. That's their throwaway. Your dad's gonna come in with the hostages, as I like to call them. Will come in and they're like, they got a Pilsner. And it's the same with Kolsch or blondes. Often get pushed on that crowd. So there's been a lot of, in my opinion, which is awfully humble, I hope, is people just kind of ignore it. And they're like, we made a Pilsner, light as body possible for you. But if you drink our Pilsner, it has like a ton of flavor. I'd like to think.
Yeah. Pilsner is like, it's a fantastic style.
Mhm.
Like a well-made Pilsner is one of the best things ever.
Mhm.
But then you run into the Pilsners like it's the fucking like IPL thing that's going on.
Yeah.
Where they're over hopping the Pilsner and trying to
Island.
put New World hops in it. Like
Goose Island rolled out their 4-star Pilsner. I was still working at for the Pills there, and they're like, kids Pilsners, and well, because we're Anheuser, and that's the only thing we know how to make, and then we'll put more hops in it because kids like hops, right? I'm like, guys,
not in your pill. You don't
That
get
is
it.
their mindset. That is their mindset.
yeah. And everyone,
I'm definitely a bigger fan of Czech pills. I'm not a big fan of German pills. That bready stuff in Germany.
God,
I don't
one of
know.
my hearts here.
There's a time and a place for German pills.
And
but
it's never for me.
It's never
Which is
summertime.
never.
Like that's a wintertime pills when you want to fill up a little bit.
I'm gonna pass out the next beer because
Hey,
What
we
the
like
hell?
that.
this is the only beer in a weird can because
I like beer a lot.
this is our second flagship. So initially it was only these 2 beers.
I
for
like
long
beer a
time.
lot.
I like beer.
I'm just saying. He's handing me more beer. I'm gonna drink it.
Now I have even more to say about this one, which
Oh, we do like more to say.
What is
Which-
ooh, what is this?
this is a Bohemian Dark Lager.
Lager.
I call this dessert on the beach because to me it is a uniquely profiled flavor. While it's beer, like it has all the flavor. You could eat it, drink it with the dessert, and it would pair well. But at the same time, it has a nice light body to it that would go well on a beach. So
Everybody else
We
is
have a stout like
using
that.
little tasting glasses. I see.
That's okay.
No, that's fine, Carlos. I just
Yeah, Carlos is definitely getting
I got-
after it over here.
I got a bunch of like beer remnants
Oh, it's
here. and I
good.
don't
yeah,
wanna-
I have a lot of
They're still-
beers
Okay.
happening.
Well, I mean, we'll get there because we got mostly a full can here too. And
This reminds me of that Bauhaus is the Schwartz beer. Was that the one we had in here?
Mm.
I really like
Yeah.
that one a lot.
yeah,
yeah,
this
sure.
has a really good aroma.
Yeah, it does.
Now you guys can all, because to me it has a nice kind of roasty body, but it has a sweet finish, and there's a huge debate at the brewery on. I think it's a chocolatey finish. Leosh claims it's a caramel finish, and the war continues.
Chocolate.
Caramel.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
that's how.
I'm chocolate.
and that's, it's a wedge issue. It's a wedge issue.
I'm a chocolate.
It's chocolate for sure.
I get
I
chocolate.
think
just
it's
getting-
caramel.
I'm getting like a little roast.
Carlos is like, it's roast.
even
So
not.
he's the one that's not going to decide here.
No, I
He's
get
just over
the
here getting
chocolate. Who is it of you two?
The
that-
owner, Leosh.
Yeah.
He says caramel. I say chocolate.
I say I'm with you. I'm on the chocolate.
I'm on the caramel side,
I think
man.
it's caramel.
And the war continues.
And what's interesting
How
about
to
it, like,
destroy friendships.
what's interesting about it is I can't even see the caramel. Like
Yeah, I don't get zero caramel. I get pure chocolate.
yeah,
on the
that's
finish.
what I
Um,
get too.
And usually we can figure out it's there's like a candy that it comes in like a long, like the honey bee almost.
Oh,
like
are you talking
caramel.
about O. Henry?
Yeah.
Bit o' honey.
Oh,
A
bit
bit
of
of
honey.
honey. That's it. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Like almost like a bit of
Not
honey
even a little
caramel.
bit to
Okay,
me.
never mind, then I got nothing.
No.
This
Well, like what we talk about a lot is like with when we taste beers that are chocolatey or something. I will never eat chocolate. I hate chocolate. I like chocolate in my stouts and like beer. Like I like the chocolate flavor. I like this a lot. And this tastes like chocolate to me. So we have a difference in opinion of maybe what chocolate even is.
Well, that's true because it's caramel, not chocolate.
It's the cool thing is like no one's ever been able to decide this. Like literally.
Well, yeah, palates are so subjective.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it is.
Right.
It tastes like chocolate to me, but in the good way. Like it doesn't taste like actual chocolate. It tastes like beer chocolate, which is the good thing for me.
Does somebody sell
it's
just
almost
beer
like
chocolate?
an English coffee
I don't think
too.
that exists.
Oh, yeah, that's not a bad descriptor. Yeah.
Then you got the best of both worlds.
Do you know
there.
what yeast you guys are using in this?
It's proprietary Lazy Monkeys.
Okay.
So
Oh wow.
we have he started with lager yeast that I probably at this point couldn't even tell you what it was to begin with. But he has bred it back. I think we're in our 45th generation of it.
Oh damn.
So essentially, it's its own yeast now. It's become its own thing. So in order to make a true Lazy Monk beer, you have to have that very specific
Where
yeast.
do you grow this or get this? Or?
We have a garden out back.
Now, are you guys doing slides and then propagating up from that?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like you ever made like old school bread wise? You'd make a batch of bread, you'd save a little bit, use that to start your next batch of bread, and then you save a piece, and that way you're always
So you just,
that's your
save
starter.
the yeast, yeah.
Yeah.
and we keep more or less doing that in a brewer sense. We're in our, like I said, our 45th generation. We obviously have to use different yeast when we make ales or our sour beer, but
Well, I mean, usually like a lot of the brewers that we talk to, they're using like one of the big companies. They're using White Labs or White Yeast or something like that, and they say after 2-3 generations, they see a massive flavor profile change.
yeah, I couldn't. I mean, I've been going to Lazy Monk since it opened, and
Okay.
I honestly at this point couldn't tell you what the flavor. I'm sure there is
Okay.
of profile difference, but I don't know it off the top of my head. But yeah, I mean, Leosh is he's an odd dude. He's one of my favorite people on this planet, but he's an IT guy, so he's
Those
an
fucking
odd-
IT guys. I don't know.
Yeah, fuck them. They
he's
think it tastes like caramel.
he's an intense.
That is a common denominator.
Right now, yeah.
If only Pete was here, he could be the next one.
He's I'm not privy to all of his little secrets, but he is an intensely smart dude who does things his very own way because he is a stubborn fucking
I've heard stories
yeah.
from Fredrickson.
Mike Fredrickson is a good friend of ours, to be fair, but yeah. And then because Mike will put our beer on tap every once in a while. We put his beer on tap.
Yep.
We switch kegs, and it's always fun though. Mike's like, "How's Leosh doing?" And I'll tell him the newest weird Leosh story I had, and then he'll just laugh. And Pitchfork guys are pretty awesome dudes, though.
Yeah.
I like those guys.
Yeah, it seems like you guys have a pretty tight
Oh, yeah,
connection there.
No. They check our stock in Hudson, and I check their stock in Eau Claire. So I mean,
Hey, it makes your job easier.
I don't have to drive to Hudson, which makes me happy.
It's awesome.
Not that there's not good bars and stuff in Hudson, just I'm old and I have a 4-month-old
drive.
baby. Yeah. So
Well, congratulations on the baby.
thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
4
sleeping
months
by
ago.
the time we're done with this.
And we're just going to be getting started.
Yeah.
My wife was gonna come with me because she can talk better than I can about most things, and she's like, "What time is it?" I'm like 6 o'clock on a Sunday. She's like, "Oh no, that is what burning the midnight oil? Come on."
All right. Yeah. We were talking about this beer, right? That's what we were doing.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
completely got sidetracked.
This is my favorite beer to sample to people at tastings and events because everyone's like, you get the girl in the group. It's like, I don't like dark beer. And I'm like,
Yeah, you will now.
I bet I can win you over with this. And it has almost been I'm batting 100 with it as far as winning people over.
No, this is spectacular.
Do you get the dark beer argument?
I like this a lot.
Is that
Yes.
like okay?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Besides just showing them this beer, like what's like when somebody says I don't like dark beer?
I say, never judge a beer by its color. Shut your eyes and drink this.
Well, that's a thing though. Like people can see how dark a beer is and then just be like, no.
Yeah.
Well,
Like that's people see things and then they're like, that looks like a thing that I've had before. No.
Ironically, my mom hates beer, and one day I was drinking, and I always make her try it just because I like watching her and punishing her for some reason because I'm a mean kid. And she hated every beer I've ever given her except for Shell's Chimney Sweep that tastes straight up like smoke. Is that the Chimney Sweep, right?
yeah, that's the chimney sweep.
She's like, "Oh, that's really good." I'm like,
Here, have ash.
She's like, this is good. I'm like, okay. Yeah, just that misconception of dark beer versus light beer is,
Right.
it's hard to wrap your mind around because sometimes darker beers are sweet and
Right. Well, and people don't realize that dark beers aren't all the same. Like, not all dark beers are stouts. Like, somebody tries a stout and they don't like it, and then they're like, that looks dark like the thing I had that I don't like.
that and Wisconsin has a sweet palate. If you look
That's
at
true.
if you look at
Yeah.
state flavor profile wise, Wisconsin has an incredibly sweet palate for a
Oh,
state.
really?
I have tons of
I've seen that
I got-
study too.
I got tons of evidence to back this up, but I don't know how long this podcast is gonna go for. So
Until we're done.
okay, fair enough.
Well, I'll back you up because I actually was reading that
Yeah.
like 2 weeks ago. I was reading about it.
Yeah, Wisconsin has a super sweet palate. So a lot of times, if you give people like, they're, I don't like dark beers. I'm like, I don't bartend that. I'm the backup bartender if everyone else is sick. They're like, get the fat kid, put him back there. And so when I bartend, somebody's like, I don't like sweet beer, or I don't like dark beers. I'm like, you like sweet things because you're Wisconsinite. I can tell. Try this.
This one tastes like caramel.
So I don't give them this necessarily. We have other sweeter beers like our Scott. We have a super sweet Scottish ale. And I give them that, and they're like, "Oh my god!" Or it's more of a Scotch ale than a Scottish ale. And they're like, "Oh, that's super sweet." And I'm like, "Yeah, you like that, don't you?" And that's our best-selling beers are sweet beers, sweet malty beers,
Okay.
because people love in the state of Wisconsin loves like our Oktoberfest as well because that's a sweet
Mhm.
lager.
Is your guys' Oktoberfest like more like a Märzen, or is it
That is the most.
more like just a standard fest beer? Or...
We sell a ton of it, so I'm going to say it's the best Oktoberfest on the market because I want people to keep buying one. It's it straddles the fence pretty good. It is nice and malty sweet flavor, but it's also super sessionable.
Okay.
So it kind of straddles the
So it's
fence.
not the 8% fest beers you start seeing.
Yeah, it's not Summit's 8% Oktoberfest, nor is it Sierra Nevada's fest beer. It's
Yeah.
very much in between those two.
I don't like. This is a personal pet peeve
Okay.
of mine, but when you have an Oktoberfest that's getting up in that 7-8% area, like it's a beer that's you're supposed to drink a shit ton of.
That's the whole point. You're partying
That's
at
what you're
Oktoberfest.
doing. Like you're supposed to be just drinking a stupid amount of this beer.
That's literally my sales pitch. I'm like, easy, sweet drinking beer, drink 3 gallons at a time.
Like that's what Oktoberfest is for.
The first Oktoberfest party, I was living in Pittsburgh at the time, and the first Oktoberfest party I went to of age legally was in a German brewery in Pittsburgh, and they literally, you bought milk jugs of Oktoberfest. They sold you a milk jug.
That sounds amazing.
That does sound amazing.
Plastic milk jug. And there you go. And I'm like, well, okay. Where's your bathroom? Because I'm going to need it.
Oh no, you finish the jug and you fill it back up.
Yeah, you're more resourceful than I am.
Don't hand it back to them.
I'm going to go in the parking garage.
They're going to
behind the
kick you
car.
out.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I think this is splendid.
This is stellar.
Even though we disagree on what the finishing
Well,
flavor is,
And that's
but
kind of the fun.
Yeah, no
Everyone-
matter
yeah,
what
it
the
is,
finishing
right?
flavor is, it's a good beer.
it is good.
It's like
And
that-
that's what's cool about it. Like, we don't even taste the same thing, and it's good. So
Yeah.
that means
Good
it's
thing you
really
don't have
good.
descriptions
You're about
on
to
the
put the
can.
wrong
You're
beer
about to
in
put the wrong beer in there, Ben.
Did you just call me Ben?
I said man.
I heard
Oh.
Ben.
I heard
I
Ben.
said Ben. I was wait, what?
I didn't mean to say Ben.
You said Ben.
Okay.
Stop complaining, Ben.
Oh, you got a new podcast name, it sounds like.
Yep.
I'm just glad y'all told me because
I was watching, I was like,
That'd have been weird.
I was gonna see what
I
was
just
gonna
grabbed
happen.
it because I thought it was still here.
We
But
actually,
Matt filled his up.
every
That's
once in a
why
while,
I
we do a blend because we have a 15-barrel fermenter, so we'll do
I
seven
don't want to do that.
7 barrels and 7 barrels, darts, and pilsner. Every once in a while, just spice shit up in the tap room, and we
Yeah.
call that our Pivo de Monk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys do food in the tap room?
New,
No.
just beer.
Okay. All right.
If you haven't seen our tap room's pretty baller.
I unfortunately have not made it up to the tap room.
I saw the
I'm leaving.
outside of the building.
No, well, so my brother lived up there for 3 months, and he was like, "You gotta come up to this."
So you
tap room,
guys
it's so
are-
cool."
Quite near Luther.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, our old tap room was on top of the hill in this like industrial space, and then Leos and Teresa have very meticulously grown the business organically over the years, and then they about a little over a year and a half, 2 years ago now,
Okay.
bought the space down on the water.
So when I was going to school, I did clinicals at Luther,
Yeah, okay.
and I would drive by there at like 6 in the morning,
Mhm.
and I'd be like, I wish you guys were open, because I'd see it. 'Cause I'd be leaving Eau Claire to come back here.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys are near Luther.
Yeah,
And I've seen that, yeah.
Solid Hospital. I live literally across the street.
So that's how I know where you guys are, because I'd see it and be like, it's not open, and just like dreamily like be like, I wish I could go there, but I'm not gonna hang out in Eau Claire for 6 hours.
Well, your loss. Eau Claire's a pretty.
Well, I like
It's a
Eau Claire.
town.
Eau Claire's a town.
town.
But we're talking about after a 12-hour clinical shift I didn't get paid for.
You know,
I wasn't gonna chill.
tomatoes, potatoes, man.
So I mean, but that's how I know where you guys are.
So this is our IPA, and you're like, Troy, that's on a German style. I know.
You can use your other mug there if you want.
I don't.
We should have him more. He just has our conversations for
Yeah,
us.
yeah, no, I like this. There's a lot less work for me to do right now, and I love
We
it.
don't even have to
Little
come up
did you
with
know,
thoughts.
I am built to talk.
Hey, we've had like Mike O'Hara from Swinging Bridge. You have to extract every sentence from him.
Those guys they were our #1 Berliner Weiss account this year. They bought so much goddamn Berliner.
That Berliner was awesome.
Yeah. They did the syrups, which is like how we serve it too, which we will only sell to a bar if they do a syrup of some sort. It doesn't have to be traditional, just any syrup. So the beer we're about to open here is our IPA. We had to make an IPA because you have to have an IPA. My wife is an IPA fanatic, snob, douchebag, I guess, in the most loving way possible.
My wife is a dude.
She loves IPA so much. Only will make IPA. She only drink IPA. So I set out with Leosh. I'm like, we need to make a beer that my wife will love. And this is that beer. I'm very proud of this one. Super off brand for us, but you have to have it. We don't make any other IPAs. This is the 1 year around IPA we have.
Oh, you guys have this one on all the time?
Year round. We sell it year round. We don't make any other. We don't experiment with IPAs. We just have one. Just like it's like so people come in the tap room. Like my wife, like we got one for you. Don't complain.
We're doing this for you. We don't want to do
We
it.
don't want to do
But
it.
you
We're
made
only
us do
doing
it.
this so that you'll be quiet.
Did you guys just call it like the shut the fuck up IPA?
I wanted to call it the begrudging IPA because it took Leo 7 years to make one. I wanted a picture of him because like this is him on the cans. That's a caricature of him. That's literally what he looks like. Just him, that same can, but instead of like a smile, like a scowl. I got shot down from that one.
So they took some liberties on.
We call it the Mad Monk IPA.
I see that it's a sticker.
Yeah, do you
Yeah.
really just take a sticker and slap it over
Yeah,
the
that's exactly what we
filter?
do.
It's the
Is that
same
what you
can, and you put
filter?
a sticker over
Yeah.
top of the other name.
Yeah.
I
I like
like
it.
that a lot.
I do
That's
too.
amazing.
It is. We can do a ton of varieties for minimal cost.
That's brilliant.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been canning? Is that
Uh,
from the start?
they've been
sort of deal,
canning.
or-
3-4 years. I can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We still do growler sales like in the market too, kind of like
Are you,
Pitchfork.
are you sure
Okay.
you just didn't buy an excess amount of Pilsner cans?
We
and
do
now
have
you're-
it. Wales, and this is his words, not mine. Wales, if he was here right now, he'd say, "I'm a cheap bastard." What's the cheapest way to get this done? So, and that is to buy an insane amount of one can,
And then put
And then
stickers
buy
on
stickers.
Well,
So,
before I
can-
noticed it was a sticker,
Yeah.
I was like, "That's a super cool can because it's similar to the other one, but has this." And then I
Pull
noticed
another
it's
one.
just a sticker, so I'm like, "That worked out really well," because I was like, "That's awesome."
I really want to know how labor intensive it is to put the stickers on.
we have a
during
guy named Ralph. He's our cellarman. He does that. I've never asked how long it takes him.
canning.
Ralph is the sticker guy.
Yeah.
I would totally put stickers on cans for money or
He has a desk that's just devoted to putting stickers on stuff.
Yeah.
And
Is it filled with stickers?
I walk down there every once in a while. I'll see him doing it. I'm like, I'll go back upstairs.
I would totally
Before he
want
asked me
Ralph's
to help,
sticker
Do you
can.
want to put stickers on things?
Yes, I do, Ralph.
Hey.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. He's a good guy. He's usually he's probably listening to a podcast or less. Your guys' podcast while he's doing it, right?
Probably are.
Right?
Yeah. I don't know why
Right?
he wouldn't be.
Keep up the good work, Ralph.
So
I think Ralph's awesome.
This is our
'cause
man-
That's a good sticker job. Right
Ralph, you
there.
missed a can.
Don't criticize him. That's a good sticker job. I'm not even
Ralph knows how to put a
lying to you
sticker
right
on.
now.
He's put probably thousands.
That's a man who knows where a sticker goes.
You should see him scrapbooking. He's like an assassin. Yeah. So this is our IPA. It's more West Coasty, but it's citrus, it's pine, it's a little floral with a just good enough malt backbone to kind of carry it all. I like it a lot. My wife drinks a ton of it, which is in my world all the compliment I need. So
This is a super easy drinking IPA.
Mhm.
You have a wife that drinks beer. That's just
she drinks IPA. She doesn't drink beers. She drinks IPAs.
well, that's still a good thing.
That's pretty amazing, though.
It's
that
a
like
weird,
you don't, you don't really like
Only
beer,
style.
but you're
Yeah.
just like, yes, I will
is
drink
interesting.
that.
I've lived with her now for 10 years. And
It's like what?
I
in
haven't
the
figured it
hell?
out yet. So.
Well, this is a good.
She doesn't like anything else.
On a great occasion, she'll do a strawberry Hefeweizen. Very specific.
What did she drink before the craft?
It's a weird
She's a
strawberry
weird
Hefeweizen.
lady.
It's like I really like that strawberry banana flavor.
That's like I like country or rap from Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
Pretty much like
There was a brewery in Pittsburgh where she's from that had a strawberry Hefeweizen.
Oh.
So she killed that. Then she discovered IPAs one day out of nowhere. And was like, yeah, I'm switching. I was like, "Oh, okay then.
All right.
I
Well,
mean,
it's a night and day difference.
getting your hands on an IPA is like a lot easier than getting your hands on a strawberry.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably a good move on her hand.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
She does like an occasional sour. She's
Yeah.
starting to tip into the sours a little bit, but
Like,
It's
hey,
alright.
do you want a beer? Do you have any strawberry Hefeweizen? Ah, shoot, we don't. Well, then no, I'm all right.
No, I don't want to hear shit.
in that case, you can leave me alone.
it is January
No.
in Wisconsin.
Not those, just everywhere.
Strawberries don't exist.
And we don't make Hefeweizens right now because nobody wants them.
Yeah. So yeah, this is our IPA. Like it or leave it. That's one we got.
So Hayes IPA craze.
I like the way he sells it.
How do you?
Right.
It's what we have, so
It's
just
the
Drink
one
it and
that we
shut
have.
the fuck up.
And it's all Centennial and Cascade hops. So if you're looking for the hop profile,
I don't know how anyone could dislike that profile.
It's
Yeah.
a classic IPA.
Yeah.
Like,
pine, more pine, a little bit of citrus, even a little bit more floral. In the if you're really looking for it.
all right. Yes. So we've asked every brewery in the past month the Hayes IPA craze, and everyone has a completely different take on it. So how do you feel about hazy IPAs?
Oh well, yeah. Eddie Topper really fucked us on that one. So you know, like I said, I used to live in the East Coast. I've traveled the East Coast extensively. It's kind of cool that. I mean, you're looking at the original East Coast IPA. So all these breweries that I loved in that area were making these like multi, almost like Dark Horse. If you ever had Dark
Mhm.
Horse, Crooked Tree IPAs, and I came back after being gone for 5 years. I'm like, what happened? Where'd all my favorite IPAs go? They're like, well, we got hazy IPAs now. That's the new East Coast, and drink it. I'm like, I mean, these are good. I like them. You know, I like every beer style though. So
Yeah.
for me not to like something would have to be truly awful.
So it's a little more personal for you
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
because
because
you
you're
were
familiar with.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was there, had my favorite beers, and it came back, and they were like, no,
Right.
we had a East Coast IPA. The original East Coast IPA is essentially a dead beer style outside of Nor rebranded to
rebranded as the Midwest.
Yeah, like Crooked Tree, I think, is a prime example of that. You know, so whatever, I guess.
Well, yeah, but like, I mean,
Well,
like,
I can
coming from a
understand
home
like
brewing background,
Yeah.
and like, I mean, and now that you work for a brewery that does, you know, traditional Czech and German
Mhm.
beers, clarity is king.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you look at something that looks like a yeast starter.
3 people laughed. The other 3 people did not laugh in their room.
You're talking to people on Homebrew Bound right now.
No, I got it.
But I just
I
find
was
it
like,
funny.
I want to be part of the conversation.
Carlos just didn't care.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's really hard for me personally to be like, no, this beer is really good, but it's broken.
No, I think it's cool that America has its own beer styles.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you're looking at uniquely American, no longer, like, as a brewery that we lean heavily on tradition. I think it's also cool that our own country has its own beers that is not made anywhere else in the world. That's kind of the PC answer, I guess.
Is that the answer that you believe in?
Yeah, I mean,
Because we're all about offending stuff.
There's
We're
a
the
handful of
Department
breweries out
Defense.
there. One in this area, and then a couple in Pittsburgh that I went to. And it's like you walk in, there's like 15 beers or 12 beers on tap, and like 10 of them were hazy IPAs, and 2 of them were like stouts.
Hey, that's not real nice to Barrel Theory.
How did you know that? Out of my head.
I said the exact same thing.
So it's like it's low hanging fruit. It's like the most trend and like. Okay,
I personally didn't even know it was a thing until last weekend. So I just drank it and I'm like, hey, this is good.
So this is like a quick small story. We were in Pittsburgh for Thanksgiving, and we went to the neighborhood I used to live when the house where we used to live in that neighborhood, and there are like 5 breweries that opened up since I moved. I'm like, well, where the fuck were you guys? And we went to a couple, and there's like no one there. It was the day after Thanksgiving. They were dead, and they had like a great selection of beers. And I'm like, whoa, why is no one here right now? It's Friday after Thanksgiving. And then we were bar hopping. No one was at any of these breweries except for us. And then we went to the one. They had like 10 hazy IPAs and like 1 stout, packed to the rim. Everyone's leaving with cases and like cases. Like really breweries within like 2 miles of here that are making phenomenal beer. They all have they have Hefeweizen, Darks, Lighter, whatever, array. No one's there. Everyone's at this place. And I'm like, trend chasers.
Well, and if you're leaving with cases of that stuff, the shelf stability on it is 2 weeks.
Yeah,
like
go home and chug it.
Yeah, you have to drink it fresh, otherwise it's
and
shit.
We did a big beer tour for my birthday. I turned 30 because so my wife planned me this huge
because years work that way.
Yeah, I don't like to admit to it because I got receding hairline and so we went to the cities for this like beer tour for my wife planned for me. And the last stop was Barrel Theory. And we were all really excited because for some reason someone told me a lie. They're like, Barrel Theory, everything's aged in barrels. And I was like, oh, this would be fucking awesome breed.
That is a big lie.
I didn't research it beforehand because I wanted to be surprised. And the person's like, yeah, everything's aged in barrels. I'm like, I trust your opinion. I'm not going to research and just go in. And I walked in, I'm like, where's barrel aging?
Here's all these barrel-aged hazy IPAs.
So I'm not going to. I was mildly disappointed. I mean, the beer was good.
The beer's fantastic.
My wife freaked the fuck out when she walked in. She's like, "Oh my god, look at all the IPAs!" And she like attacked. So I was like, "Well, you enjoy."
Guess I'm driving.
And to be fair, the stouts and sours that they have on are really good.
Yeah, I mean that was also the 5th brewery of the day. So at that point, I was like,
"I'll drink whatever." There's orange juice in this glass. Okay.
I think that's a pretty good assessment. Like, it's good beer. I can see from your point of view, like going out east, like these beers are good, but where's the beers that I liked?
Yeah.
Like, why couldn't you just keep making both?
Yeah.
So I guess I can see that point of view on it.
From a sales rep perspective, and I was friends with a couple of brewers, and there's just no market for it.
I suppose I don't have any claim to an idea on what a sales rep does.
That's one of the saddest parts about this job. A brewery will make a phenomenal beer and no one will buy it because it's not a trendy style.
Yeah.
Numerous breweries would come through. I'm like, oh, this is really good. Let's go sell it. And then you got in the market and I was like, nah. I'm like, well, no, it's good.
Yeah, the bar I work at is definitely a hot bar, and it's too hard to put anything else on. So
You guys sit on your hops too long, though.
Yeah, whatever.
Casey's bitter about it.
He is always going to be bitter.
I know exactly what Casey's referencing.
It's another pun there.
I heard it.
It is. I accidentally punned.
Okay. Might as well keep passing them out.
Yeah, we might as well. All right. So what's the next beer going around?
Our Baltic Porter.
Oh.
So now, if you're familiar with the Baltic Porter style, I can let somebody else rant about it, but it's an unique porter subcategory porter.
I could pull up the BJCP.
Don't do that.
I literally just wrote a huge thing about this the other day for our bartenders to teach them, so I can just rattle it off.
Thanks, man.
Baltic porters are essentially a subcategory porter that uses lager yeast.
Oh, sure.
Because as porter was moving from England across the Baltic, the Baltic Sea, They didn't have ale yeast, so they used lager yeast to make it. So Baltic Porter, hence lager yeast.
Gotcha.
This one is about, I think, this is about 8% alcohol, so it's a bigger beer, roasty toasty.
Good thing I have a tiny
With all
glass.
with all like the loggers and stuff that you guys are doing, what's your fermenter space like?
Nightmare. Is that a good answer?
I mean, yeah, because I mean,
We're familiar.
well, I mean, but we're doing ale, so our turnaround time is 2 to 3 weeks.
Right.
You're sitting at a lager, you're at least a month in, right?
Yeah, just shy of. But we have enough fermenters and we have enough braid tanks that kind of help aid that. And we plan it long enough ahead. It's just really good planning. Ultimately, it comes down to just, and once again, Leosh, super smart dude. He plans meticulously, so we haven't ran into a ton of problems yet. But we are actually in the market. I think he's told me we're gonna buy more fermenters. We'll see if that happens or not. So it'll be fun.
Okay. And you guys are 100% in the new brewery right now.
Oh yeah,
okay.
100% as of October.
Okay.
It took a year to get the equipment down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, okay, we got the new building. Let's move the equipment down. And the city's like, red tape. Here's your. This is going to take a year. Paperwork, assessments, more assessments.
So you're just moving kegs down then, and
Yeah, the brewery was about a mile away, so you're just jaunting between the two, and that was a complete nightmare. But once again, that was Ralph who had to bring all the kegs down, not me. Ralph's a really unsung hero, boys.
right? Jesus, like we should have Ralph here right
Yeah,
now.
where's Ralph?
Ralph's doing stickers, Ralph's doing beer.
Bring us Ralph.
So, Leosh is the owner.
Yeah. Him and his wife Teresa.
Okay.
And Ralph's the sticker guy.
Yeah, Ralph's the well.
No.
I already love.
Sellerman.
No, it sounds like Ralph does everything else.
Sticker guy.
That's
already
actually
love
not
Ralph.
a bad assessment.
I already love Ralph, but so to me personally, I think it's interesting. Like with all the new like craft breweries,
Yeah.
a lot of these people who are opening them did other stuff before. Like Mike for Pitchfork was a taper.
Yeah,
for
he did
years.
painting. Yeah.
Painting. Yeah, he was a painting fellow.
or painting and taping. Like he did construction basically.
That guy knows more about lead paint than everyone in this room combined.
Right. Like it's always interesting to me.
Right.
Like Mike,
I don't know. I know that's delicious.
Mike knew everything about paint, and now he has a brewery. Like
Yeah.
that's super. It like there's nothing wrong with it.
I
It's
think
just
that's
interesting
probably
to me.
the case though with like all brewers.
Well,
like
right.
nobody's like, I'm gonna grow up and be a brewer. Like you don't go to
Right.
college and be like, yes, I'm gonna
There's
start
a
a
few
brewery.
of those guys out there.
There's a few.
A couple,
Even
But
Heinz
but
Beer's one
most
of
of
them.
you,
That's what's interesting to me.
most
Like
of
what did
you,
like
like,
was Leosh always
other
a
shit
brewer
first.
or
IT guy.
because you mentioned
Yeah.
IT, so he worked in IT before becoming a brewer.
Yeah, he was an
Like,
IT guy, and his wife worked for a huge telecommunications.
and they're like,
company.
it'd be really nice a pay cut.
the actual story is he worked for a company in Chippewa, which is just where
Yep.
Wyoming is, just north of
I
Eau
think
Claire.
with the stickers, they're not having a pay cut.
They moved their operations over to China, so he
Oh.
actually became unemployed,
Okay.
and that was the catalyst for him saying, "Fuck it, opening a brewery."
Right.
And his
so cool.
Yeah.
So that's what's interesting to me. It's like the stories of how someone opens a
Mhm,
brewery,
mhm.
because there are so many different approaches and different ways that people get to a point where they're like, we'll open a brewery. Because like right now, Casey and I are homebrewing and brewing stuff, and we don't want to do that at all. But it's funny, like other people we've talked to who open breweries are like, we were in the same boat. Like,
You also
I
haven't-
never wanted to open a brewery.
You also haven't had a midlife crisis yet, so
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, no, like when we turn 35, we'll be like, oh, brewery sounds
Well,
like
that's
the
the
best thing ever.
40, you're like, well, we're doing it.
That's the thing. Like we keep talking about like, well, this will go on the rebrew list because it's good. Maybe that'll be in our brewery. And we're like,
Wait, no,
we
no,
don't wanna
no.
do that.
Right, it's
Doing the-
funny because it's true.
We keep slapping our own wrists. Like, no, we're not going to do that. That's way too much work. But
All right, anyway,
it's,
Baltic
it's-
Porter. This thing's phenomenal.
Yeah, we sell a lot of this in the winter. It goes well for us.
Yeah, it's
yeah, it's really good.
a good, easy drinking porter. It's not there. You don't pick up a whole lot of roast. It's
That lager yeast kind of helps make it a bit more
Mhm.
mellow. And it's kind of like the also a sales pitch, if you will. Hey, it's made with lager yeast, so it's probably gonna be a little lighter in the body, right? So for people who don't want,
There you go.
yeah,
So you can sell it to people will just judge it on color, basically.
Yeah, I mean, and it's also a more approachable style porter probably as
Yeah.
opposed to like a coffee porter or like an English porter or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
I find German beer styles are usually good conversion beer styles because they're more approachable. Than
Well, and we've been conditioned to like the German style, like I mean, the American light lager is it's a branch off of that German,
for sure. Yeah.
Right.
and so it's a short hop, skip, and a jump back to
Hop.
Okay, that was an unintended pun. You need to stop pointing that shit out.
We're just a punny.
Just because he's mad he didn't get that pun in the news, now he's got to do them all.
Right? He's like, I gotta point them all out.
I do.
I didn't understand sense.
I thought it was German.
Come on, Ben.
I feel so behind because all of you have taken German.
That had nothing to do with that one.
I know that's the problem. In my brain, I'm like, everyone here knows German and I don't, so I'm dumb. And then I was like, oh, that's English. Okay.
You just finish rotations on hospital. Or need the dumb one.
That's true. I work at a hotel. Like, you're not the dumb one.
I don't think we should get into this because my
I
career
still
is
don't know
really
what
dumb.
I do.
I am a taxi driver. My career is dumb.
Anyway, let's talk about the beer. We have the
Yeah,
gas.
yeah,
we
yeah,
should
okay.
probably take
Yeah, yeah,
advantage of
all
that.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So yeah, no, this Baltic Porter is fantastic. So were you guys trying for the lighter bodied porter, or
Just kind of happens. I mean, it's true to style. That's the way Baltic porter should taste. Our Baltic porter is kind of an interesting style on top of that because we get the grains from the Baltic area, whatever the fuck that's called, states I can't pronounce.
Yeah.
And their grain harvest isn't necessarily the most consistent. Once again, terroir. So every year it's a smidgen different. I mean, same recipe, same amount, same whatever. But the grain isn't necessarily consistent. But we're okay with that because that's the way you would drink it if you
Well,
were
it's
there.
authentic. It's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like one year maybe a smidgen more roasty. And like we're talking like a 10% at most
right.
flavor difference. Like only hardened fanatics of our Baltic Porter can tell you the difference. Everyone else is just like boom, boom, boom. It's awesome,
Yeah.
and they're
those,
like, well, 2014 was really the good year.
You make that joke, but literally 3 days ago. So
So is there actually for those hardened tasters? Is there actually preferred year for?
Is that it?
well, it also depends on like what those are. Like, one guy liked it more roasty. He said last year was a little bit more roasty. This year's is apparently, according to him, is a smidgen sweeter. But I'm like,
There's a lot of cans that look identical and trying
they
to.
have stickers.
Just trying to see the sticker.
How is this sticker not working right now?
I love the stick. The sticker is my favorite thing. Like, I love this.
Yeah, fuck the beer. It's a sticker, man.
Oh, Serena keeps trying to
Yeah,
pull
no,
the sticker
you
off
guys-
this one.
Well, I was doing it because I wanted to make sure that I understood what was happening
Yeah.
before we'd asked him about
You
it.
guys' beer sucks, but the stickers are awesome.
I think Leo should probably be okay with that.
As long as
Save
people
money.
are buying it, right?
Yeah.
So how did you decide that the dark lager was going to have?
Well, initially they only canned. Initially they canned. They had 3 different cans. They had the yellow for the pilsner, the dark for the dark, and then we had an orange can for everything else. We ran out of orange cans, and then
We're not going to buy more.
Well, no, this is actually a huge issue in the craft beer industry. The bigger brewers, not only Anheuser, but like bigger brewers like New Belgium and stuff, keep pushing up the minimum orders for cans. So in order to buy cans, you have to buy a lot of one can, and we just do so many one-offs. Like not one-off, but like we have 12 tap lines. So like at any time we can have anywhere from 5 to 8 beers in the market, and it's hard, so you have to buy a truckload of that. Like we made a Russian Imperial Stout for the first time. We don't know how it's gonna do. It's
Right.
like we don't want because we have a rotating stout line. We have one stout at all times, rotating 4 of them throughout the year, and because there's a group of people out there that only drink stouts, much like IPAs. And I'm like, we don't want to buy a truckload of Russian Imperial Stout cans. We don't know if it's gonna be good. Like if it's gonna sell.
Well, you don't even know if
But
you're gonna
that's what
brew it
Ralph
again,
is
like-
for, right? And the stickers.
You can do the shrink wrap. Our canning line was the canning line we bought was pre shrink wrap canning line.
I like
Mm.
this better than the shrink wrap though, because that
Yeah, I like
the
shrink
shrink
cans
wrap
a lot.
feels cheap to me.
All I know, future
As far as
reference.
beer.
Yeah, the sticker definitely feels more
All you'd have to do is
Like-
delete the Bohemian
this is-
Pilsner on there, and then you got a clean
Yeah.
can. There you
So
go.
like for me, like I'm gonna name a name.
I'm putting you in charge for a second.
I'm gonna name a name. Flat Earth does the shrink wrap on
Yeah.
the cans.
Yeah.
And I've got nothing against Flat Earth at all because they make great beers.
Yeah, for sure.
But their beer feels like they aren't committed to it because it's shrink wrap.
Yeah.
And so I like this because it's like, I don't know why the sticker feels like it's more committed,
Yeah.
but to me it does. And that's just my perspective on it. But because the can is actually printed and like it feels like you're committed to your brand, or just to me, I don't know.
Also, the shrink wrap is not as cheap as you think it is. It still
No,
costs.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, it's
expensive.
It's more cost per can than we're like, well, that's a little bit more than we want to spend. You know, like, and then also
Is it more than printing?
printing obviously costs more. Shrink wrap is obviously cheaper. Stickers on a printed
Right.
can is the cheapest.
Right. But which is weird that I personally
Yeah.
feel like the shrink wrap is actually cheaper than the sticker. That's just my perception of it.
Yeah.
As a consumer and somebody who has no clue about all of like marketing or anything,
Mm.
like just when I see a shrink wrap can, I'm like, that looks cheap.
Yeah.
And,
It's like when I get that Bic lighter and I'm like, oh, that's a really cool printing on there, and then
Well,
I realize
exactly.
that it's a wrapping and
Yeah.
falls off.
so
Yeah.
I don't know that it's specifically like it's kind of subconscious, but just to me, like when I see a can that's shrink wrapped, I'm like, looks cheap. It might just be the fact that
You know,
it's
Rick,
shrink-
I leave for a minute and you scare away our guest.
it's
So-
fine. Don't even
so what
worry
is
about it. I was having a good conversation.
So of these 4 beers that we've had, what is everybody's favorite so far?
I
That
love
Pilsner.
the Pilsner.
Oh, I know, but it's like which Pilsner?
Well,
Oh, no,
so,
no,
there's only one.
There's a lot
so-
of them. They're both lager. I'm
One.
sorry.
no, that like
the only one?
so the Bohemian Dark Lager.
Yeah.
That's my
ridiculously
favorite.
drinkable.
The Bohemian Dark is my favorite. Out of all these.
This porter
The port is
I could-
spectacular.
crush, and I have been.
So
Yeah, I
for
drink all
me-
the Pilsner. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
There's another can over here.
We
Great.
we have enough beer on the table.
For me, like I like all 4 of these. The Bohemian Dark is the most impressive to me.
I like that we have an argument about it.
Yeah,
My
I
favorite's the Czech and the porter so far.
I mean, I
And,
love
the porter. I don't usually say much about porters.
honestly. Hey, you came back just in time for me to compliment the shit out of you.
Great timing.
I like all 4 of these beers a lot. But we were just discussing our favorite. Bohemian Dark is the favorite.
Hold
one
on,
that I
hold
have.
on.
Hang on.
Oh,
no.
There's another beer.
I need a
I
bottle
didn't
opener
know
for this
there-
guy now.
that one is.
no.
That one can't have
Find it
bottle.
on the table. You failed.
Oh.
It feels like that one's more special because it's in a bottle.
Yeah, this is we don't sell any of our Bomber series in the market. It's all at the brewery only.
Okay.
Brewery release or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, we're getting in
Oh,
some
so
special.
excited.
This is actually the last bottle too. So
Oh, dear.
Oh,
no big
What?
deal. No big deal. This is the last bottle.
don't spill, Matt.
You definitely
Don't
shouldn't
drop
have
it.
wasted this on us.
No,
But-
I can't think
okay.
of I can't think of a finer crowd of people who wasted it.
I am not gonna argue, but you're wrong. So we are trash people.
I'm offended by
I'm
that.
a little
You're
offended
not.
too.
I'm not. I'm talking about the staff here, not you.
We
I'm
are
Rick.
trash people.
I'm not even gonna talk to you because you are trash people.
And Matt
Actually, I
O'Reilly,
kind of
we're
like
gonna
it. I
send you
kind
out
of
with
like
the
the term
raccoons.
trash people. We're just gonna hand this whole thing to Carlos because he's going big today.
Carlos just finished his finals. Okay, he did his math this afternoon.
I know. I'm not judging him
That's
in any way.
tomorrow afternoon.
It's just he's not going for the sample cups. You know, he's going
Carlos
for
passed civics this year,
No,
so that's a big accomplishment.
what are you even talking about?
He still doesn't know where Amsterdam
There's
is.
no
He just lives in
civics at
Canada.
all.
I'm just trying to tell our listeners
Anyway.
that you're still in middle school.
it. What? Okay,
Guys,
yeah. What is this
calm
very
down.
special
All right,
beer?
let's talk about the
I don't
beer.
know.
I'm actually gonna let you guys drink it and tell me what you think it is.
Oh Jesus! Now you're putting Casey
Yeah.
and I on the
Actually,
spot
I was about
specifically.
to spin off into a long Troy story about it, but I decided.
I
not
just
to.
read the bottle. I cheated, but
Oh,
I know.
Don't let anyone else read it.
I
Right.
won't.
Well, none
I
of you
won't,
other
'cause I
I
know
fuckers.
like
the
how
taste about
nobody
beer.
read it.
None of you other fuckers are on the podcast about beer. Casey and I are on the spot right now.
I'm also like
For sure.
7
Yeah.
beers in.
Yeah. And if you don't get this beer, it's by it's a tricky one to nail. It's very not. It's a unique. It's a style that's never been made that I've ever seen before.
It's
Can we
never
play-
been
Can we
made.
play 20?
I've ever seen.
Can we play 20 questions with it?
Oh, for sure.
All right. Is it spice?
Of course.
Okay.
No, it's not spiced.
All right, Rick, your turn.
I don't know how to play 20 questions with this.
You ask him a
I
question.
already
Ask a
have
yes or
my.
no question.
Just do it.
I know how to play 20 questions, but if you listen to the rest of my statement, I
we
don't
don't
know how
care
to
about
play.
the rest of your statement.
I don't know how to play 20 questions with this. I already have my guess on what it is.
Okay,
It's probably wrong, but I already have my guess on what
shoot
style
it.
this
Shoot
is.
it.
Yeah, you're shooting first.
Because according to aroma and flavor, for me, this is closest.
Beer.
Shit,
You can
shut
keep
your
playing your
fucking
20
mouth?
questions.
Shut your
I
mouth.
was doing this.
You shut your mouth for a second, Casey.
No, I
Because
really can't. There's dead air. Because you were talking.
It's it's close but different for me to our wheat wine.
Oh.
Not the worst guess I've ever heard. Not the best.
I'm not saying it's the best, but the flavor,
Yeah, it's very close to
it's
that.
definitely less alcohol than a wheat
Mm.
wine.
It's about 8.5.
But that's the flavor like the closest flavor I could put it to without knowing anything about this beer.
Mhm. Well, so we
I
said
like the guessing game though. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, no, that, like, now that you said that, though, it completely
Yeah.
changed my.
I wrecked you. That's why I was telling you keep going because I'm gonna wreck it.
Yeah. Fuck.
You're welcome.
I
But
hate
you fucking chastised me and made me do it.
Yeah,
So
I'm
okay.
gonna chastise you continually.
I don't care. That's what we do.
Well, I was not going to guess anything correct at all.
Carlos,
So I mean,
that's
I want to
because
hear
you-
your guess nonetheless, Carlos.
like try.
I was like, is beer?
Carlos is gonna be like, it's probably a stout.
That's
So
just me.
I can see like why like Casey had like asked his first question was whether it was spice or not. I can definitely see why, but it's not spice. I can also tell that in the taste. It's
He says after the fact.
Yep. It's like, I can see why you asked that, but
no
that was a
because like
stupid question.
no because like I find like spice beers, I don't know, they're kind of like annoying tasting basically. I don't know.
Yeah. Spice beers can get palate fatiguing
Yeah,
after a while
yeah.
very easily. Okay.
I don't know. Like
Jig is up.
I don't know.
I'll give the story. So we wanted to make a Christmas beer. We didn't know what to do. And we're a lager brewery, so like, let's make a lager beer, obviously.
Mhm.
And let's just get weird with it. So what we did was took Belgian sugar candy and put it in a lager
Yep.
of an imperial. We made the base is an imperial lager with Belgian sugar candy in it, dry hopped with Citra hops, or Cascade hops, not Citra. That's where you get that little Citra note in there from. Is from the Cascades. Give me that back.
I want some more of it.
That's
because-
that sweet flavor is the Belgian sugar candy.
You guys use the amber or the dark sugar candy?
Good question. I don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
This is a lighter one.
I think it's
Yeah.
the amber.
Actually,
It's definitely not the blonde.
No,
I
it's
don't
not
think it's
the
the blonde
blonde.
either. Yeah.
This is the amber because it's not the dark sugar candy.
The beer is called the Good King Wenceslas. The Good King was a German king or whatever Bavarian king who passed out candy and toys to kids.
Why didn't I read this and look smart?
Because
when we were
nobody
going
read
through
it while we
Yeah.
were going around.
So we named it after that, because Good King Wenceslas rolls off the tongue.
Isn't there a
Especially
song?
after a few drinks, you're like, can I have some Wenceslas?
Isn't there a song?
That's almost like saying
Yeah,
Worcestershire.
There's a song.
It's
Is that
it's,
copyrighted? You can't say how
It's
many
almost
you
as bad, but not quite as bad as saying Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah, Worcestershire.
Which, yeah, I still don't pronounce it right.
I think as long as you start with a W, you're all right.
As you say the things, all of those flavors lock
Yeah.
in with
Yeah.
my receptacles.
So me and Noel Shackdown, we came up with this beer. Earlier in the summer, we did an Imperial Pilsner, about an 8% Pilsner, just because I'm like, we need to spice up the menu a little bit and do some kind of bigger releases just to give people a reason to come to Lazy Monk. That kind of hit a mixed review. And then this one, we sold all 250 bottles in less than 2 weeks.
Oh wow.
So it went good.
Do you guys do like advertised bottle releases? Be like, this day we're gonna.
Can we
do
have this empty bottle?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I designed the label too. So
You
All right.
did.
yeah, that's a
That's a dope label. It looks very religious.
yeah. It's the Good King. Deer horns are religious.
No, it makes sense.
Well,
It
yeah.
does look religious.
He went to Bible college.
I did.
Everything looks like religion.
Well, yeah. If you had
I don't do that anymore. But I did go. I did go to school to be a pastor. But it looks very, very like what I would have seen in fucking crazy people land.
And then so it was kind of meant to be like a Christmas gift people could come and buy.
oh yeah, it looks like a perfect like a Christmas gift. And honestly, if I got that as a Christmas gift, I'd be very happy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and like King Wenceslas.
No,
the Christmas
actually,
song.
I mean, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be the guy to say it.
Wait,
Fuck
how
the
did you say
Bohemian Lager.
Wenceslas?
Like
Wenceslas.
this is actually the
That's a
best.
way easier way to say it.
That's
what?
how you say it.
Is that
isn't
how
it?
you're supposed to
What do you
say
say?
it?
Wenceslas.
Wenceslas? You're missing the second half of that. name.
Wenceslas.
Wenceslas.
I like the Wenceslas.
I might be wrong too.
I'm pretty
I
sure
don't.
that's how you sing the song is Wenceslas.
No,
I
you-
think
Wen-
you're right.
Wenceslas.
Looking
You
at the
could- I
name
could
and
be
the
wrong.
fact that
You
The only
never-
way I've ever
from
heard it is Wenceslas.
I'm not known for my pronunciations.
Let
of
me
words.
see the
All right.
bottle.
the way to do this
I
is
think
to
he's
never
right.
learn the name of the king. Just say, "Hey,
Wenceslas.
you."
Hey, you.
I call it the
Hey,
good
there
king.
he is.
The good king is a good
The good king.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Sorry.
so you guys did the IPL this year. Was that in
Ipple.
Bombers or was that just?
The Imperial Pills.
It's called an Ipple.
Yeah, the Imperial
Imperial
Pills was in Bombers.
Okay.
Much like this.
So do you guys do like 1 or 2 bottle releases a year? or
It's
is
kind
that
of
a newer thing.
kind of me making Leosh do some fun stuff because Leosh, IT guy, is very locked in his way of doing things, and he does things really well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know
I'm
how
like-
that goes.
But I'm like, we need to. I'm like, let's just like, once again, as I was saying earlier, the hard part, we are brewery that's trying to have a shtick, a German Czech stick, but we're also in America, and not everyone gives a fuck about your shtick.
Yeah.
So you need to have some beers that like are a bit more experimental. And like, how can you experiment in the lager world? There's not a lot of that going on. A lot of breweries, they'll experiment with ales and stuff. So I'm like, let's push the boundaries on lagers. That's our shtick. Eau Claire has, Brew Project, which makes 100 IPAs. And we have 2 other breweries in town that are doing their own thing. So we're like, how can we even more distinguish ourselves between those guys? And that's like, let's make Imperial
And then you
Pilsner
make this beer.
lagers.
Yeah, I was going to ask,
And
how
you-
difficult is it for you guys to experiment with like lagers? Because like since it takes so long to get them
Yeah.
done.
Wales, once again, super smart, locked in. I leave him alone when it comes to that process, and he has yet to fail me. So I'm gonna keep just rolling the dice.
I'm gonna say y'all nailed it
Oh,
because this is fantastic. I like this a lot.
yeah, I've been drinking way too much of this after work.
I
and then
still
trying
don't
go
know
to
how
the
to
gym after
pronounce
that,
it.
Oh, you
and
can't
it's
do
painful.
that.
It's so painful.
I still don't know how to pronounce it, but it's fantastic.
Yeah. I obviously don't know how to pronounce it either.
We've had 14 different pronunciations from
That's
6
the
people.
fun.
So
It's a conversation starter.
It seems like you think that a lot of fun from your beer comes from not knowing what to do with it.
he's like, hey, this could start a
Chocolate is
conflict in the
caramel
group.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's actually not a bad
I like
observation. Shake it up, throw it in a room like grenade. No.
Let's see what happens.
All right. Well, unfortunately, we've been going for almost 2 hours.
That's,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Actually, I think
we should
it's
probably kind of
after
think
this.
about some sort of wrap up. So is there
Yeah, for
anything you want to plug before we like any cool things coming in at the brewery? or-
The month of January, we're having Infusion Night, which is the first time we've ever done. Every Friday night in the month of January, we take one of our lagers, we're spiking it with something weird. We have like our dark with white chocolate, or our Baltic Porter with white chocolate. My apologies. We have an oatmeal stout. We're spiking with Irish cream. Our IPA with grapefruit because we're on original, and we're doing our Russian Imperial on bourbon.
Well, I guess we just filled up our Friday nights. in
Wow.
January.
Yeah.
So
That all sounds fantastic.
And we
It's
have
on the way to CW, man.
if you we have a punch card. If you fill all 4 punch cards, you get entered into win prize or a contest win prize.
Oh, awesome.
So
Well,
stop by the
so
tap
going
room.
back to January. I thought I was done with that after school, but going back to Eau Claire again. So
Arguably, I've been to a lot of breweries. We have one of the most unique tap rooms. You will not see any brewing equipment.
well, I've only longingly seen it from outside. So
At 6 a.m.
Our Teresa, the other owner, has put an insane amount of work and effort into our tap room to make it feel like a German beer hall. And I've, when
that
I
sounds dope.
I've been in Germany, I've been to beer halls, essentially the same thing. It is
Cool.
amazing how much similarities there is. We have the best patio in Eau Claire, so when this winter shit's over with, come on down. I'm down to the patio.
I think like on our way to Central Waters for sure.
You
Yeah.
should stop in. Yeah.
Call me. I live a minute away.
All right. Will do.
Casey's got your info.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll
So-
we'll figure it out.
We'll work it out. But yeah, on our way to Central Waters at least for sure. We'll do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, so we got a ton of good things coming in 2018. So stay tuned. Facebook us, like thing. I don't know how that works, but
Yeah, Facebook.com/
Do a
Lazy
Facebook.
Monk Brewing, I believe.
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Do a Facebook.
Do a Facebook
Also,
thing.
lazymonkbrewing.com, right?
We have an Instagram page. You can do that. Untap thingy. You can do that. So,
Yeah.
All right. Well, Troy, again, thank you for
Oh,
coming down.
thank you,
This
guys.
this has been a blast.
Yeah.
All the beers were phenomenal.
Sorry for talking a lot. but,
No, that's
Well, it's a
That's why
great.
you're here.
Sorry for talking over you so much.
And arguing about what's caramel and what's chocolate when
Yeah,
it's wrong.
when it's obviously caramel.
Well, he's wrong.
It's a wedge issue. It's a wedge issue, man.
Casey's wrong, but it's okay.
I'm on your team, Ben.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're on Rick's team. I don't know if that's great or
It's
not.
obviously chocolate, but it's okay.
shut up, Ben.
We let him believe.
Shut
he
up,
wants.
Ben.
Are you guys gonna do like what was the favorite beer of the night? Come on.
Oh yeah, we
Fucking A.
gotta hit that.
Plain
That's
as
one
hell.
I can't pronounce, bro.
Wenceslas.
Wenceslas.
Yeah, you guys
Is
are
that
probably
it?
right.
Wenceslas?
You're probably right.
No, my favorite was the Pilgrim.
I really like that Bohemian Dark Lager. That
I
is,
like the Bohemian Dark. That's my second.
the most
This is it.
the most
Yeah.
interesting beer of the night for sure was the Wenceslas.
Mhm.
And it was really good. It was
I love
intriguing.
this. I love it
But
a lot.
if I was going to sit down and drink 6 pints of something, it was going to be this.
Well, you
Bohemian Dark
can't
Lager.
do that
I mean,
kind
that's
of
two different
comparison.
questions.
I would
I
have
disagree.
To, you can
You
do
can't
whatever you
sit
want.
down and drink 6 pints of fucking Russian Imperial Stout. It could still be the better beer.
Well, it's two different rating scales. There's
Yeah.
the special
That's
occasion beer and
exactly
there's
what
the
I'm
Friday Night
saying.
Crusher.
Right.
I'm sorry, I was going with the Crusher scale.
The Bohemian
I think
Pilsner,
overall,
just because it's one of the best Pilsners I've had.
Yeah, it's so good. I fucking
Same.
love
I
it.
like the last one. I like the Wenceslas. I think it's fantastic.
You're all beautiful.
I also like the porter a lot too, and I don't save that much. about
I like
porters.
the
Yeah.
porter too.
They're all
Oh, yeah.
great, but I'm so fucking excited that I got to have like
Beers. We have
Real
our beer at
Pilsner.
Divine in town here. So
I don't know what to do.
Somebody's going to go buy a case.
I
of
like
Pilsner.
all your
Yeah.
beers.
yeah.
I
And,
got some beers I got to pick up for Christmas Day, so I know what I'm going to grab.
Jaconi's also has it.
Yeah, I like them all.
Thank you.
All right. Are we done like trying to attack each other? All right. good.
No,
Fucking
we're
weird
gonna-
choices. Casey.
We're gonna beat the shit out of each other after this. But go ahead and wrap
All right.
up.
Yes. All right. Guys, thanks for tuning in this week. If you'd like to support us, head over to patreon.com/blindnewstudios and become a patron today. If you're going to do any Amazon shopping, and you know you are, head on over to blindnewstudios.com, click on the Amazon link above our homepage. Your Amazon shopping is normal, and we get a bit of a kickback from Amazon. It really helps us out. If you have any questions, comments, show ideas, or what have you, go ahead and shoot us an email at feedback@blindnewstudios.com. You can find us on Facebook. Ooh, Carlos, that was way too fast. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/blindnewstudios. You can follow us on Twitter at blind_ninja. Thank you again, Troy, for coming down. This
Thank you
was
guys for
a
having
lot
me.
of fun, and we'll see you guys next week. Actually, no, we won't. Fuck.
Merry
Next week is Christmas. We'll see you guys the week
next
after
weeks.
next week.
We'll see you guys in
Year's.
2 weeks. Bye.